finisher with attitude. Steve Kim, Doug Fish. All right, Doug. One of the last times you wore a costume for Halloween. Yes, and I can't believe this jacket still fits. Got this in 1990, by the way. But Doug, another fun night of boxing to that headline. My prospect that we're very high on. Something else that's got to be Alright, let's see what the promoter of this show has to say. Tom Loeffler, who is not as lively as usual. We'll send it up to Icy Blue Cynthia Contest. Get it, girl.
Well, hey there, guys. You know what? Welcome to Hollywood Fight Nights. And yes, I got the ghoulish boss right here, Mr. Tom Loeffler. What exactly is this setup here? Are you the Grim Reaper? Or
We're the Grim Reaper.
Are you?
Yeah.
You even have that monotone voice of yours.
Yeah.
It's fight night!
It's an exciting show tonight.
He's really playing the part. But you know what? This is the 4th installment here, Tom. Look at back here. I actually matched the entire background. I'm blue icy as they've put me. Tonight's a fun fight night. It's a Halloween edition. What do we expect tonight?
It looks like Dodger blue hair and Boston Red Sox zipper and lips.
I have to represent both. Okay.
Going with the lips. So we're going to have an exciting show. As always here at the Avalon Hollywood. Sorry, Bowa undefeated, 10-0, 10 knockouts. Adrian Corona's on the show. Jonathan Esquivel's on the show. Rubalcaba's on the show. There's so many great fighters on the show tonight. It's the Halloween edition. We got the Halloween contest tonight.
Yeah, we do. I mean, I don't see many people. I mean, Doug and Steve's.
There's a few people dressed up, yeah.
Unfortunately, we cannot be in the contest because if you guys are watching, come on down. There's still a few tickets, but
and the fan favorite, Marco Deckman. He sold the most tickets on the show, and 90% of the people that bought tickets are female fans of Marco Deckman's.
There you go. Marco Deckman is trained by Freddie Roach, so he's here for another exciting victory. He had a great first-round knockout last month, and he's here again to show his fans why he should be the winner again. All right, so I know that we have some big boxing news. You've already announced December 8th is something. Can you tell us a little bit more what this announcement is?
It's not officially announced, but we're looking to do the last edition of the HBO series. HBO that launched so many stars, from Floyd Mayweather to Oscar De La Hoya to Shane Mosley to Triple G to Chocolatito to Cecilia Braekhus. So we're going to have Cecilia Braekhus returning for her second fight on HBO.
The only undisputed and undefeated female champion. Got to throw that in there.
And the Ring Magazine pound for pound female champion. Chocolatito Gonzalez will be having a second fight since his loss to Sister Ket. So Chocolatito is such a fan favorite. He's a local favorite here in LA, and so that combination is a tremendous combination. Plus, we're going to have a lot of other local fighters on that show.
Okay, well, they're telling us to wrap it up. I know there's so much more coming from you, Tom, but tonight is Hollywood Fight Nights. It's a Halloween edition. Come in, tune in, come on down, put your Halloween costume on, because you might be able to win some money, because we can't win it. All right, guys, let's get this show started.
Well, I can win it.
No, you can't win it.
If you vote for me, I can win it.
No, we can't do it. Stop it, Tom.
It's like Canelo in Las Vegas.
Stop it. All right, guys, back to you, Dougie E. and Steve Hurricane. What is Steve? Yeah, the Hurricane Steve. What was his costume? But yeah, back to the boys.
Kimchi ice.
All right, we have a big night of boxing, 7 fights on the docket. Let's throw it up to our ring announcer, Joe Martinez. Let's get this started.
Now, my friends, we are set to go with our first bout tonight. 4 rounds, junior lightweights. And making his way to the ring first, fighting out of the blue corner, here is Jaime Miranda.
And there you have it, our first fighter of the night entering the ring. That is Jaime Miranda, a 26 from the state of Montana. Last fought on April 5th at the hangar in Costa Mesa, a 4-round loss to Alejandro Hurtado. If you have any questions or comments, you can tweet us at SteveBoxingS and also at Dougie Fisher. And hashtag us at Hollywood Fight Nights.
And his opponent tonight making his way to the ring, fighting out of the red corner, Teodoro Alonso.
Now entering the venue, and he will be in the red corner, is young Alonso, age 20, looking for his first professional victory. Has a record of 0-2 on February 15th, lost a 4-rounder to George Acosta. And then August 8th, we actually saw him against Adrian Corona, who made his pro debut. Gave him a tough time, in fact, at the Hollywood Fight Nights, losing a 4-round decision.
I liked what I saw from Alonso in that fight. He made Corona work hard for his first professional victory.
All right, so our first bout of the night is set. Let's go to Joe Martinez.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening and welcome to the Avalon here in Hollywood, California for an exciting night of professional boxing, all brought to you by Tom Loeffler's 360 Promotions and presented by Tecate, the official beer of boxing. Your sponsors for the event are MGM Resorts and Chivas. We are set to go with our first bout this evening, 4 rounds, this scheduled in the junior lightweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red with green and gold, he weighed in officially 132 pounds. As a professional in 4 bouts, his record even with 2 victories, 2 defeats. Both wins coming by way of knockout from Los Angeles, California. Here is Jaime Miranda. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the red corner, wearing tonight purple with black and white, he weighed in 131 pounds. In this, his 3rd professional bout, he seeks victory number 1. Hailing from the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California, here is Teo El Regalo Alonso. And your referee in charge of the action is Eddie Hernandez.
Let's get a look at this tail of the tape. 24, Alonso is 2 years younger. He is 1 inch shorter, and Miranda enjoys a slight reach advantage.
And we begin round number 1. Alonso in the purple trunks with the black trim and sequins, and then Miranda in the multicolored trunks, mostly in red. Both fighters fighting out of the orthodox stance here in round number 1.
And both of these guys are the quintessential club fighters. You don't expect either of them to have much of a future in this tough business. Their value comes in the live fights, the entertainment that they provide for fans that attend a club show or that'll tune into a stream like this one.
And early on, it is Alonso jumping on Miranda, has him up along the ropes, and he actually may have hurt him there with the right hand and maybe an uppercut right down the middle. So the early advantage being pressed by the man in purple and black. Yeah,
Alonso is a pressure fighter and he's a volume puncher. He's aggressive by nature. We saw that against Adrian Corona, and he made for an excellent 4-rounder against Corona, who is a prospect. He's a guy who had a good amateur career. Somebody who is well schooled. Miranda is not as talented or well schooled as Corona, and it looks like he's on his way to being overwhelmed by Alonso.
I think Alonso showed a couple of months ago against Corona is the fact, number 1, he's durable, and number 2, he actually does have some skills that belie his record. Another right hand over the top by Alonso. So
Yeah,
Alonso been very, very consistent with the two-handed attack.
Right, and Alonso's young enough to where if he can string together enough wins, if he can win 4, 5, 6 in a row, you know, a 6-2 record doesn't look that bad. Maybe people will begin to treat him or view him as a prospect. But right now, he's just a scrappy club fighter, and he's putting on a show.
It's been a very brisk pace here in round number 1 between Alonso and Miranda. We are at the Avalon in Hollywood for the 4th edition of Hollywood Fight Nights, the VIP boxing experience, brought to you by Tom Loeffler.
This torrid pace has been set by Alonso. He's the one who's initiated this aggression and this action. He's the one who scored most of the punches. The best thing Miranda has done has been able to absorb those punches. It's just take the beating and fire back occasionally.
And Doug, this being a 4-rounder, you kind of have to get out there real quickly.
You do. This pace is good for a 4-round fight, and Alonso is going to win this round. We'll see what his conditioning is like if Miranda can keep taking this punishment and start to fight back.
And that's the end of round number 1, and Theodore Alonso is off to a very, very quick start. Round one is in the books. Our next bout after this one will be Devon Lee, 5-0 out of Sacramento, California, taking on Kenny Brown. And again, our main event featuring a bright young prospect that trains with Abel Sanchez out of Big Bear, Sergey Bowachuk.
Vamos, Jaime, vamos, Jaime. Let's be first timing. Cerca de él. Combinación ahí, cortito, Jaime.
I would say Alonso punched nonstop for the entire 3 minutes of round 1.
And he's setting a pretty quick pace again here in round number 2. It's been basically right hands and then left hooks over the top.
Opening round definitely won by Alonso. He proved that he can dish it out. Miranda showed that he can take it so far.
And a good uppercut right down the middle by Alonso.
Yeah, you know, Alonso's not just sheer volume. There is some nice punch selection in there.
Yeah.
It's good placement, decent technique with those shots.
Yeah, it's real simple. Punches on the outside and on the perimeter will actually set up punches right down the middle and vice versa.
Now, Alonso's a good inside fighter. He likes to be forehead to forehead, chest to chest. I'm curious to see if he can box from the outside. He will, if he wants to progress his career beyond a club fighter, he will have to add those dimensions to his boxing game.
And you say that about 5 seconds ago, planted a good left hook downstairs to the body of Miranda. And again, uppercut right down the middle.
Yeah, he can put his punches together. He has nice punch placement, nice punch selection. We could see more combinations from him. And I think a body attack is good for a guy like Alonso because it's obvious that he's not much of a puncher. Not a bad puncher, but he's not like a power puncher.
So halfway through round number 2, Theodore Alonso continues to be a windmill in there against Jaime Miranda.
Vamos, Jaime, vamos. Vamos, sigue. Vamos, Jaime, vamos. Siga.
Man, he likes that uppercut. And it would be great if he could put a left hook. When he lands a right uppercut, to put a left hook behind it. If he lands a left uppercut, bring a right cross behind it. He can start mixing up body punches with those uppercuts. I'd love to see a jab. That was a nice left to the body. And who knows, maybe Alonso can punch okay. Maybe it's just Miranda is just super tough.
Yeah, not only that, he's smothering him with activity. And that's one thing. You got to like Alonso's technique of theory. It's just hit, swing hard, swing a lot, you might hit something.
He's definitely a well-conditioned young athlete. You got to be in great condition to throw punches nonstop for 6 minutes, as he has.
So 2 rounds in, it's been all Alonso, punching often, punching a lot, and then landing plenty of leather on Jaime Miranda, who most likely is down 2-0 halfway through this scheduled 4-rounder. Doug, we have a question here from back in the day on Twitter. In honor of the costumes, who are Dougie's top 5 favorite rappers or rap groups?
Top 5 rappers or rap groups. I would go Public Enemy. I
Bring
would
the
go
noise.
KRS-One. I would go Eric B. and Rakim. You could tell I'm pushing 50.
Yeah, you are really showing your
You can
age
tell
here.
I'm closer
You
to
are.
50 than 40, can't you?
I don't disagree with the single choice.
You know what? I like 2 Live Crew.
2 Live Crew. I'm going to put in Run DMC.
Oh, yes. There you go.
I'm going to throw in Nas, a little bit newer.
Yeah.
And then I'll throw in Cool Mo D.
Not bad.
So we begin round number 3. We are scheduled for 4. And Doug, I think there has to be a sense of urgency with Miranda, who most likely is down 2-0.
He started letting his hands go towards the end of round 2, had some success with applying pressure to Alonso. We need to see more of that. Maybe he can salvage a draw. He's got to know he's down 2. He's got to know he lost the first 2 rounds. You can't take headshots like that and think you're winning.
It's a very basic formula for Alonso. A lot of wide looping punches on the outside, which sets up uppercuts right down the middle.
Right, because when Miranda starts getting touched around his ears, he puts up his guard. And then the way he holds his hands to protect his jaw, it leaves him open for shots up the middle.
Right, in hockey they would call that the 5-hole, and it's been certainly a very effective tactic for Alonso early on here.
There's a lot to work with Alonso. I mean, obviously, he's got a fighter's instinct and mentality. He's got warrior spirit.
Well,
obviously, he's well-conditioned. He lets his hands go. He's not shy in there. I'd just like to see some outside technique from the kid.
Doug, if you take a look at his record, 0-2, George Acosta's a guy considered a prospect,
Right.
certainly Adrian Corona.
Yes.
So if you're going to really try to nurture this career, matchmaking and managing is going to be vital. It's one thing to keep going in as a B-side. You got to pull back and say, you know what, if we're going to actually develop him, let's get him some winnable fights.
Yeah, and kudos to the matchmaker of this card and for Tom Loeffler's 360 for giving the kid a fight that was winnable, that was more of an even playing field, at least on paper, an 0-2 guy against a guy who was 2-2. And he looks like he's on his way to his first win, and you like to see that. And I'll tell you what, I like watching him fight.
Yeah.
I really enjoy watching him. I have a lot of respect for volume punchers.
Well, Doug, I think at the very least what Alonso's going to be is the type of guy that any young prospect that wants to go anywhere, he will be called the classic gatekeeper. You want to go somewhere, get past him. Another left hook to the body by Alonso. It's been a 2-fisted attack from the very onset of this 4-round junior lightweight battle.
And Miranda is hanging in tough.
Good right hand there by Miranda.
Yeah, he needs that. He needs to get something done in there. And I was about to say the best thing Miranda has done is just showed a good chin. But he's got a decent right cross, decent straight right. He should let that hand go more.
Alonso made the cardinal mistake of pulling back straight with his hands down. It was a right hand over the top.
He just did it again.
And another one.
Yeah. So he's not a defensive wizard in there. Miranda should take advantage of that.
Now, were those 2 big right hands enough to get Miranda back in the fight? This is the end of round number 3. We are scheduled for 4 here on Hollywood Fight Nights.
Some action from round 3. It was more of the same from Alonso. Non-stop punching, but Miranda actually punched back and found a home for his right hand. And we're seeing the hook crosses from Alonso and the right and some body work from Miranda.
Okay, round number 3 was close, Doug. I think you could have made an argument for Miranda, so most likely it's 2-1. 3 minutes to go here. If you're Alonso, I think, again, if you want that first professional victory, you need that insurance run, as they say in baseball.
Yeah, he should empty the tank, but protect his neck a little bit better. And it looks like he's trying to do that, trying not to drop his hands as he lets his hands go.
Yeah, if I'm Alonso's corner, I'm telling him 2 things. Hands up, chin down.
And Miranda's punching back. Maybe Miranda's one of those guys that just, it takes him a few rounds to get warmed up, which puts you at a disadvantage if you're in a 4-rounder. Some nice head twisting shots landed by Alonso there. Miranda seems like he's the sturdier, like the physically stronger of the two, a little bit like more mature body, mature muscle.
Well, keep this
he
in
should
mind.
try to push Alonso back on his heels.
Keep this in mind, Miranda is 26, Alonso is just 20. And Doug, you talked about the quick pace of Alonso. Could he sustain it over 12 minutes? Well, look, in the last, I'd say 4 or 5 minutes of this fight, you're right. Miranda does seem like the fresher athlete inside that ring.
Well, Alonso's been doing all the work. So, yeah, Miranda, if he wasn't hurt by some of those punches or debilitated by some of those body shots, he should have more in the tank in this 4th and final round. And he's kind of fighting like it. He is providing some resistance. How many jabs do you think
Not a lot
during this
No,
fight?
not a lot. This wouldn't exactly be a Larry Holmes exhibition of the stick. Let's just put it that way. Both guys have been chest to chest for the most part, banging away with both hands here. We got a minute to go in the 4th and final round between Teodoro Alonso and Jaime Miranda.
Yeah, and they are comfortable in the pocket, although both guys are weary.
And Doug, I'm assuming round number 3 went to Miranda. I think the first 2 minutes of this round have been relatively close.
Yeah, I thought the 3rd round was close, but I like the activity and the volume, the sheer volume from Alonso. So I've got Alonso up 3 rounds to 0,
Okay.
but it could be 2 rounds to 1. In which case, it really behooves Miranda to empty his tank. Give it all he got, he could salvage a draw.
Under a half minute to go here in the 4th and final round, but an honest effort by both young men here. Teodoro Alonso, 20 years old, out of L.A., and Jaime Miranda, 26-year-old, hailing from the state of Montana.
15 seconds. Vamos, vamos, ya se va a acabar, ya se va a acabar. Uppercut, Jaime, uppercut. 10 segundos. 10 segundos, tira. Vamos, vamos, vamos. Vamos, vamos.
And there it is, 4 rounds into bulk. Alonso may have sealed the deal there in the 4th round. Doug, I think he outworked him in round number 4, and I think that may have been enough to put him over the top.
I think he's worked hard enough to deserve the W.
All right, our first bout is in the books. Again, we have 7 bouts on the docket for tonight. This is the 4th edition of the Hollywood Fight Nights, a Halloween-themed show. Steve Kim, Doug Fisher, and Cynthia Conte giving you all the rundown from ringside here at the Avalon in Hollywood. We are now adding up the scorecards. You just saw 4 spirited rounds between Teodoro Alonso and Jaime Miranda.
I think that's the best way to describe it, spirited.
Yeah.
Very spirited effort from both fighters. I think Alonso had a little more spirit than Miranda, although Miranda closed very well.
All right, we have all the particulars ready to be announced. Let's send it up to Joe Martinez.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards, and all three have it 40-36 for your winner by unanimous decision. From Los Angeles, el regalo, Teo Alonso Jr.
All right, so congratulations to that young man, Alonso. Doug, that was hard-earned.
It was hard-earned, so it's got to feel great for Alonso to finally get that #1 in the win column.
All right, our next bout of the night, Devon Lee takes on Kenny Brown. Lee is 5-0. Kenny Brown tonight out of Los Angeles making his professional debut. Doug, I think we have a couple of minutes to talk about some stuff here. A lot of stuff going on in the sport of boxing. And yeah, again, this is Russian advice, and this is easy. Doug, what do you think of closed very hard, but the athleticism, the hand speed,
yes.
I think the seasoning made the difference early on for Danny Jacobs.
I agree 100%.
You know, or we still want to stretch, or do we? All right, hold on. We are ready to get things moving. Let's send it back up to Mr. Joe Martinez.
For our next bout tonight, 4 rounds junior welterweights. Making his way to the ring first, fighting out of the blue corner, Kenny Brown.
And there he is, that man making perhaps the scariest walk he's ever made in his life, his professional debut. And he'll be coming up against an undefeated fighter in Devon Lee.
Yeah, either he's really brave or his management is.
Right.
He's fighting a guy who's 5-0 with 5 knockouts, a tall, rangy, dynamic boxer puncher. Kenny Brown, on the other hand, he's a complete unknown. There's no fight footage of him, amateur or pro. Maybe that can work to his advantage. He looks pretty athletic himself, one of those tall, rangy,
And his
thin
opponent
men.
set to make his ring walk, fighting out of the red corner from Sacramento, Devon Lee.
And there he is, Devon Lee, and right on his left shoulder, that is Maurice Lee, who's also a professional fighter. Has a little bit of promise, 140-pounder under the Mayweather Promotions bout. Devon Lee, 23 years old, out of Sacramento, California. This is his 3rd bout of 2017, and we'll get into that just a little bit later. Again, you're watching Hollywood Fight Nights, brought to you by 360 Promotions. A question or a comment, please tweet me or Doug Fisher, and we'll do our best to accommodate you.
And now, fight fans, we are set to go with the next bout tonight. Once again, 4 rounds this scheduled in the junior welterweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trunks trimmed in white. He weighed in officially 142 1/4 pounds. Tonight, he makes his professional debut and fights out of his hometown, Los Angeles, California. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Kenny Brown. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white trunks, weighed in officially 141 3/4 pounds. As a young professional, he stands perfect in 5 bouts, 5 victories, no defeats, all 5 wins coming by way of knockout from Sacramento, California. Here is the undefeated Deckman Lee. And your referee in charge of the action is Sharon Sands.
Let's get a look at how these guys match up. Both these guys are tall. Lee has a 1-inch height advantage. Their reach is equal, and Lee is 4 years younger at age 23.
And before we begin round number 1 here, one of our loyal viewers, Linus SQ, our security blanket from the city of Philadelphia, says, if I had to guess, I would say Steve is Jerome Brown, rest in peace, but I'm just outside the quote-unquote rap generation, LOL. Yeah, I'm the guy who bitched when MTV added Yo MTV Rap.
Oh, man, that was a game changer. Are you kidding me?
Fab Five, Freddie.
Yeah.
Dr. Dre, Ed Lover.
Yeah, that's like part of the golden age, really.
Yeah, and for the record there, Linus, I am Fresh Kid Ice from 2 Live Crew.
Rest in peace to him, too.
And Doug, early on, looks like Mr. Kenny Brown is making it really.
Oh! That was a right cross off the ropes. I don't know if Brown's going to be able to recover from this. No, he's not.
Brown is down early from a counter right hand off the ropes as he rushed in against Devon Lee. And I think this fight, I'm not so sure it's over or not. The referee's having a very long conversation.
I don't think he should continue.
Wait a minute.
He does. His legs are gone.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was a very strange stoppage. I think you have to wait that long to have a conversation
with
the fighter.
He's not okay. Exactly.
Stop it. Wow.
Hey, Steve, that's a legit one-hitter quitter. That was one short right cross off the ropes, as we'll see with the replay shortly. I wasn't expecting Brown to bum rush Devon Lee like that, but Lee turned him into a bum for rushing him. Boom! There, we missed it. That's not a good angle because the referee covered it. Okay, this is a better angle. Watch this. Brown's trying to rake him to the body along the ropes. Bam. And he was out before he hit the ground.
That was a beautiful job by Devon Lee of shortening the right hand. When you're in that close, you can't throw the right hand as you would if you have a little bit of space.
And normally, a guy that tall and rangy, you don't expect him to be able to generate that much power on a short shot. You expect him to get most of his power at the end of his punches when there's full arm extension. Obviously, that right hand did not fully extend.
Wow, Devon Lee with a devastating knockout, probably one of the better ones we've seen on this series. And I say this often, Doug, it's not if you win at times, it's how you win. Again, very short sample size. I want to see more.
Yeah, he left us wanting more.
Yeah.
Right? That's the trick to show business, right?
Yeah.
Leave them wanting more. I want to see more of Devon Lee.
All right, let's get the particulars. Let's send it back up to Joe Martinez.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the end comes the official time, 51 seconds. Round number 1, we have your winner by KO victory. He is still undefeated, and now 6-0 from Sacramento, Deckman Lee.
All right, Devon Lee with an eye-opening knockout over Kenny Brown. He now moves to 6-0. Perhaps this young man is one to keep an eye on as he gets plaudits from the audience, and soon he'll be making his way over to one Cynthia Conte. Let's see what he has to say.
Devon Lee, congratulations on that knockout. That is a way to start Hollywood Fight Nights out. You just stopped him from making his pro debut of being victorious. Talk about that was the quickest knockout. What was going on there?
First and foremost, I want to thank God for this opportunity. I've been waiting for this opportunity, and happy Halloween to everybody out there. But it was just too soon for him. He got to get back in the gym. I'm ready. I want to start fighting these guys. My manager, Roger, we going to go, and we're going to take everybody out.
You look like you're ready to go more rounds right now.
That's my 5th first-round knockout. I want to let everybody know it wasn't in Mexico, so stop talking about Mexico. We coming to America, and we knocking everybody out just like that.
All right, well, tell your fans a message and what they need to see of you next in the ring.
I'm gonna get back in the gym and keep working on my craft. I wanna be the best fighter ever. So I'm focused, because when you the underdog, you gotta believe in yourself and trust God, and he'll take you all the way. I ain't got no nerves in this ring, and I only had 10 amateur fights. So if you got a dream, go chase it.
Well, congratulations, Devon Lee. You guys give it up. That was a great, great first round knockout. All right, back to Dougie E. and
Fresh Kim Ice.
Kim. All right, guys.
All right, I don't know what else to say. Sometimes things speak for themselves, Doug.
Well, I mean, I can't believe he only had 10 amateur fights. That speaks to his talent. But I'm seeing more than just talent here. You know, in just that brief moment of the setup for that short right, we saw a lot of craft in there. The way he kind of angled his body, and I mean, he had to get the proper position. Yes, he did. He had to get the proper position on it. So I'm very impressed.
You saw him mention Mexico, and that's because his last couple of fights came against Dario Medina, who had a record of 2-25-3, and then he fought Javier Mezos 2-25-2. So he's a baby being fed Gerbers. But again, sometimes
it's understandable,
the
though.
eye test, you want to be able to
he doesn't even have 10 fights yet. He just said he didn't really have much of an amateur career. But I think the challenge for his management going forward, get him rounds. You're not going to, unless your name is Edwin Valero, you're not going to make it to a world title scoring first round knockout after first round knockout. They need to put him in with somebody who's durable enough to take him past 3 rounds, because he's never been past 3 rounds as a pro.
All right, this is the Halloween-themed edition of the Hollywood Fight Nights. I'm Fresh Kim Ice. This is Easy D, the Fisher with attitude. I'm being told to take a break. We'll be back with more action.
In recognition of almost 10 years of championship excellence, we award you the Ring Magazine pound-for-pound championship belt, also recognizing you as the undisputed welterweight champion of the world.
And we're set for our next fight. Ladies and gentlemen, 4-round cruiserweights. And making his way to the ring first, fighting out of the blue corner, here is Jose Hurtado.
All right, the beat rolls on here at the Hollywood Fight Nights. We go to the cruiserweight division, but Doug, we still have a few tweets to get to. Some interesting stuff. I love this one. From back in the day, Dougie ready to star in the sequel to CB4.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I look more like Chris Rock in
do.
CB4 than I do Eazy-E.
Yeah, I mean, that...
I forgot all about that movie.
That's a great cult classic.
Yes, it is.
Because you're black, y'all.
Yeah.
And you're black, y'all.
Yes.
And also...
Hey, you know, Devon Lee kind of looked like that actor a little bit. Think about it. Yeah.
And then Cosmic Bandito says, whoa, what a KO by Devon Lee.
That's the one-hitter quitter. Something special in
And
boxing.
his opponent set to make his way to the ring from L.A. Here is Marco Deckman.
Marco Deckman, who made his professional debut right here at this same venue on June 8th, being led into the ring by renowned trainer Freddie Roach. Deckman does his daily training at the Wild Card Gym on Vine in Santa Monica in the city of Hollywood, making his second go of it.
Now he is a cruiserweight. Looks solid in his pro debut. Still kind of has an amateur style, but I mean, that's why you have these fights.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this bout scheduled for 4 rounds in the cruiserweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black with silver, he weighed officially 198 3/4 pounds. He enters the ring tonight for the 15th time as a professional, hailing from San Isidro, California. Here is Jose Gallito Hurtado. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, wearing tonight white trunks trimmed in blue. He weighed in 196 pounds even. As a young professional, he is perfect in 1 bout, 1 win. That win coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Los Angeles, California, here is undefeated Marco Deckman. And your referee in charge of the action is Eddie Hernandez.
Let's get a look at the tail of the tape, and it grossly favors Marco Deckman. He is the younger man. He is much taller and has a decided reach advantage.
Yeah, I don't think Hurtado did the gut be gone there. He's a 5'9" cruiserweight, and I'm looking at his record. In his 3rd pro bout in 2007, fought a guy by the name of Danny Jacobs, who's a middleweight.
Yeah, he is not Dwight Muhammad Kawi when it comes to squat cruiserweights, light heavyweights. And he has the bone structure of like a junior middleweight. Deckman, on the other hand, has the bone structure of a natural cruiserweight or a really big light heavyweight. And you see the sound fundamentals from Deckman. He's a stick and move guy. He works everything off his jab. He's very disciplined in his approach.
And look, this is pretty clear. When you're going to match make to this level, they're not going to take Deckman at an accelerated pace. This is not Alexander Usyk, who has this huge amateur background.
Correct. Where
you could put him all the way on the left side of the freeway on the fast lane. It's clear you're going to work in volume when you're facing guys like Hurtado, which is okay. It's been done that way many times.
Yeah, he didn't have a vast amateur background, but he has still an amateurish style. So they want to safely develop the professional style before they really step up their competition. And he's learning. He's got a great teacher. He's got a Hall of Fame teacher in Coach Freddie Roach. And I'm sure he's getting in very good sparring at the Wild Card Gym, not far from here.
In fact, the Wild Card, literally, if you take a car, it's probably about 3 minutes away.
Yeah, it's just down Vine Street.
Right down the street here on Vine. Now, Doug, looking at the musculature or lack thereof of Hurtado, if you're Deckman, do you tap that body a little bit?
Absolutely. It's an inviting target. And it's a bit of a challenge for a really tall guy to effectively get to the body of a really short guy. So he can work on that. Nice angle. I like how he got to the side as he crowded Hurtado to the ropes. One thing Deckman doesn't give up is his height. And he likes to control distance behind a jab. And that's boxing 101, isn't it?
Yeah, as you see Deckman throw out his punches, there's not a lot of snap or torque.
Right, he doesn't twist it. He doesn't turn his punches over at the moment of impact, and that's something he's going to have to learn. And that's something I noticed in his pro debut a couple months ago.
That's why you match make appropriately. There are certain guys you could take very fast on the Autobahn, and there's other guys you really have to kind of teach them on the job. And that's the end of round number 1 between two cruiserweights, Marco Deckman and Jose Jesus Hurtado. Doug, speaking of that HBO card last week, I'll tell you a guy that's growing right in front of our eyes that Freddie Roach is doing an excellent job of developing, Alberto Machado.
Oh, man. Talk about an explosive thin man. And he has improved so much since that title shot against Jezreel Corrales. where he kind of had to come from behind, as we see highlights from the opening round. And it's Deckman working behind that jab, taking his time, placing his punches right. It was a nice 1-2 combination. And he doesn't get overexcited when he wobbles his Weeble-looking opponent.
Well,
remember that? Remember the Weebles? Talk about throwbacks.
And he's wobbled, but he has not fallen down
right.
yet.
That's the mark of a good Weeble.
Yeah, you see Marco Deckman taking instructions from trainer Freddie Roach.
But getting back to Mikado, I would love to see him take on the winner of Saturday's showdown between WBC title holder Miguel Burchelt and Mickey Roman.
Yes, and that'll be on ESPN2 from El Paso, Texas. Doug, speaking of HBO, Andrew V. Kennedy, the president, asked, as an era comes to a close, what's your number one memory from all the years of HBO boxing?
That's just too much to... You know, you're talking about 40-plus years.
Oh,
there it goes.
A body shot.
The Weeble has fallen. Yes. And he's hurt to the body. His ribs are stinging.
It was a left hook to the body from Deckman, and I get the sense that as Eddie Hernandez administers this count, it's going to be waved off, and it is.
And that was the full 10 count. That is a full KO there. That's not a TKO. That's a nice KO scored by Marco Deckman. And Deckman just was able to break a nice little sweat.
Yeah.
So I think they could bring him back, you know, as soon as possible. If he can find a slot on another club show next month or even a week or two from now, he should do it.
Yeah, you're right, Doug. If you're not going to face King Kong and Godzilla and you're going to work in volume, as I like to say, you better keep your guys very, very active.
Stay active.
Right.
And he's 27, and that's not young. They do kind of have to move him if they are really serious about developing him into something significant. So we see highlights from the second round. And Deckman doesn't commit on every punch. A lot of those punches to the head were arm shots right here. These are arm shots.
And you see those flurries. That is very amateurish in the way they are. Those combinations are constructed.
Right, but the body shot obviously was hard enough.
Yeah. All right, let's go back up to Mr. Joe Martinez.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially 33 seconds, round number 2. Referee Eddie Hernandez steps in and puts a halt to the bout. Your winner by KO here, still undefeated, Marco Deckman!
All right, so Deckman moves to 2-0, scoring a knockout over Jesus Hurtado, who drops to 5-10. In a few moments, he will talk to the icy blue, Cynthia Conte.
Congratulations, Deckmaker Marco Deckman. This is your second round knockout. You want to look? Okay, there you go. Second round knockout. Last month, you had your first round, and you are victorious again here at Hollywood Fight Nights. How excited are you? Because I remember you said you were here to come knock him out, and you just did.
Yes, we did it. Yeah, I'm here. Guys, thank you for the lovely support. Thank you so much, Avalon Hollywood. I can't say every single name, but thank you, Tom Loeffler. Thank you, Coach Freddy, Pappy, Miran, my dog. Big, massive thanks to Maurice Spivey. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Okay, when you stepped in the ring, it took you some time. Did you see that he would be an easier target than you thought when we talked about it yesterday during our interview?
No. No, I didn't think that. Never underestimate no one. I just did what my coach told me. I tried to do what he told me, and I think we did okay.
Did he execute the plan?
Very well. Again, he was over the body shot, and that was the last thing I said to him leaving that round is don't forget the body shots, and he went out and did his job.
Well, you did the body shots, and you knocked him out. I mean, you knocked him out. And what did you say to him when you, what did you say to him when you went in the corner?
Much respect, thank you.
And to your fans, lastly?
Yeah. Thank you guys for coming out here. Appreciate every one of you. Thank you. Thank you guys. I'll see you. Thank you.
All right, guys. Congratulations, Marco Deckman, the Deckmaker. Back to you, boys. Bye, guys.
In recognition of almost 10 years of championship excellence, we award you the Ring Magazine Pound for Pound Championship belt also recognizing you as the undisputed welterweight champion of the world.
All right, we're back here. Hollywood Fight Nights brought to you by Tom Loeffler's 360 Promotions. Remember, if you go to 360promotions.us, you can watch it anywhere in the world. We are not banned in the USA. Did you get that? Anyway,
I did. I got that reference.
Thank you.
That's
All
a
right.
2 Live Crew.
Yeah, by the way,
you've been dropping them all night.
I've got a couple more in the back pocket. I'm going to try to keep it clean.
They're so old, it's like Easter
Yeah,
eggs, though.
It's right over
Very
his head.
few people see them.
Yeah. All right. We are going to keep moving on here. We got more action. Let's go back to Joe Martinez.
And we are set for our next bout tonight, this Southern California Showdown 4-round super featherweights. Making his way to the ring first, fighting out of the blue corner from Santana, Gabriel Serrano.
All right, as we wait for Mr. Serrano to enter the blue corner, Tito says on Twitter, talking about memorable HBO moments, he chimes in with Hasim Rahman KO over Lewis in South Africa.
Yeah, and speaking of Rockman, he had a lot of memorable moments. Remember that head that was growing on his head against Evander Holyfield? Remember when he got knocked out by Oleg Moskaev?
Literally knocked out of the ring.
Out of the ring, right onto Jim Lampley's lap, and then onto the cold, hard concrete floor. You know, I like those Cedric Kushner heavyweight shows that were a staple of boxing after dark.
Derek Jefferson, Mo Harris.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
What a fight.
That was a firefight. That was a shootout. Won by Derek Jefferson, I believe. Yeah, that was insane.
Larry Merchant had that classic line, Derek Jefferson, I love you.
Yep.
And next to make his way to the ring, fighting out of the red corner from Rialto, here is Adrian Corona.
And if that name sounds familiar to boxing fans, especially in the Southern California area, this young man comes from a fighting family for years. You've probably seen his father, Ray Corona, be the third man in for many of the biggest fights in the state of California. Tonight, he makes his second start in his reappearance at the Avalon in Hollywood.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are set to go with the next bout tonight. 4 rounds, this in the super featherweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black and gold. He weighed in 130 pounds. He enters the ring tonight for the second time as a professional. Hailing from Santana, California, here is Gabriel Serrano. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white with black and gold. He weighed in officially 131 pounds. As a young professional, he is perfect in one bout, one victory with no defeats. Fighting out of and representing Rialto, California, here is Adrian Bam Bam Corona. And your referee in charge of the action is Sharon Sands.
Let's see how these young junior lightweights match up. Obviously, Adrian Corona, still a teenager, 18. He's the younger man. However, Serrano is taller by 3 inches, and he has a significant reach advantage. We'll see if he can put that to good use.
And Doug, we spoke about it earlier a couple of months ago as he made his professional debut. I don't think they even expected the fight with Teodoro Alonso to be as difficult as it was. Generally, you don't match him up that tough in a pro debut.
Yeah, I don't think they meant it to be that tough. But he showed us that he has a lot of poise and a lot of character in there because he kept his head, and he is a smart technical boxer. I would label him a technician, at least after seeing his pro debut. Maybe as his career progresses, he'll show us different looks, different facets of his game. But he's a well-schooled boxer. He works off his jab, and he's careful in there. He's not in a rush. He's kind of like the antithesis to Alonso. But the fact that he went 4 rounds with Alonso and dealt with that kind of pressure and aggression and volume punches says a lot about this young man.
You know, I didn't notice it before a couple of months ago, but for an 18-year-old, Corona's pretty well developed. You look at his body. He looks like a guy that's not going to be overpowered in there physically. Still has a lot to learn, but as you said, Doug, technically and fundamentally seems to be very well grounded.
He actually looks a little more muscular than he did in his pro debut, and that's a good thing because he's in against a 30-year-old man. A 30-year-old man who looks like he's in good shape, and he's tall and he's rangy, and he likes to work from the outside, so this will be interesting. Yeah, good advice from Serrano's corner. They're just saying jab, 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 and that's exactly what he should do with his reach.
Interesting. Not much has happened between either man here. You can make a case going into the last 50 seconds. Oh, there's a good left hook, though, by Corona.
Yeah, Corona was caught by a right hand.
All right, well, both men now. Good right hand by Corona as they work on inside the pocket. Action heating up here in round number 1 had been rather tepid up until that segment of time. Doug, I was about to say, neither guy had really separated themselves, and again, we're dealing with a 4-round fight.
I think Corona has a slight edge, but it's not like Serrano's out of this round. I mean, he could score something big before the bell and steal this round. It was a soft right that he landed, but he landed it.
And we go back to the Twitter timeline. Carlos Ortiz says, speaking of HBO memories, Pavic versus Taylor 1. I am basing it when I finally watched HBO at my home. Also, Linus SQ with a little commentary and opinion. I know she's a badass, undefeated champ, but man, that segment with Lady Cecilia and her coffee reminds me of former Today host Ann Curry.
Oh, yeah. I see it. I see that. Wow. Yeah, they got sort of the same cheekbones and everything. Absolutely. Yeah.
And by the way, Cecilia Brakos and Tom Loeffler visited Mario Lopez and I in studio last week. Check that out on the 3 knockdown rule.
And speaking of HBO, she's going to be on HBO's last telecast, December 8th.
Right, and I don't want to give away the venue. I think Tom would kill me, but I think it rhymes with Rub Dub Center. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, round 2. All right, round number 2 begins, and let's see if Corona can close the distance and work inside the pocket. That's where he seems to have most success offensively against the tall, lanky Gabriel Serrano.
Yeah, his test in this fight is finding range, evading the long left jab from Serrano and getting in close enough to land his power shots.
From short distances, you would think that Corona would be able to just simply beat Serrano to the punch.
Well, he's got better timing and he's got tighter technique, so once he's in range, yes, that's true. Serrano likes to wing these shots a lot. But Serrano landed some punches. I thought the first round was competitive. I thought Corona had the edge. He had more moments in the fight. At the very least, he knocked Serrano off balance a few times. I don't know if Serrano was seriously hurt, but he was knocked off balance.
The one thing that's really impressive about Serrano is his demeanor. For a guy only in his second fight at age 18, he already seems to understand a professional pace.
Yeah, that's what I noted in his pro debut. It was the poise.
Yeah.
You know, that's what Kenny Brown lacked in his pro debut. He had zero poise. He just went buck wild and then got butt naked knocked out. But Corona is a cool customer.
Right there, you can see how the length and the size. Oh, good right hand there by Corona, and Serrano for the first time seems a little bit shaken up again in the mid-range inside the pocket. That is where Corona will be able to have a lot of success offensively.
The thing about Serrano is when he lets his hands go, it's sweeping punches, it's winging punches in a manner that leaves his chin totally exposed. And he kind of hangs the chin out there too.
Yeah, I mean,
he doesn't like lean back, not one of them tall guys that leans back and stuff to evade punches. He's right there to be hit.
At times you can see how Serrano's length and his height really do affect Corona, but when Corona gets in range, the superior technique really plays out like that. Again, good right hand and the left hook.
Well, anytime Serrano lets his hands go, the chin is totally exposed. Serrano, when the left moves, the right doesn't stay in position to protect the chin. When he lets the right go, the left drops as well.
So we are halfway through this fourth round, or four-rounder, between Adrian Corona and Gabriel Serrano. We are here once again at the Avalon in Hollywood. Hollywood Fight Nights. It is the Halloween-themed show brought to you by Tom Loeffler, and looks like, from what I'm being told by the promoter at large, this will be the last edition of 2018. And according to him, it looks like this series will continue going into 2019.
It's good news for a lot of local boxers. Excellent news for the younger fighters in the 360 stable. Guys like Sergej Bowa and Brian Sabayo. Yeah. And they've had excellent activity this year, in part due to this series.
And we talk about the worldwide audience this series has. We have a shout out from Amsterdam, from Niels. He says, Fresh Kid Ice, Steve Kim Boxing, and Compton's own Easy Doug Fisher. Great outfit, guys. Thanks for keeping the stream global. Hey, somebody say, hey, we want some prize fights. That's another one.
Yeah. Seeing more aggression from Corona. I think Corona realized he had his best moments in the last round when Serrano's back was to the ropes. So we might see some harder pressure from Corona in this round.
Well, if they go chest to chest, that's where Corona can really put him through the meat grinder. Shorter, more compact punches, and as you noted before, Dougie, quicker, better, superior technique.
Yeah, and good timing on that straight right from Corona. Corona should want to keep Serrano backing up. Serrano's more effective when he's allowed to stand his ground in the center of the ring.
You can see the improvement from Corona, though. And again, I know opponents have a lot to do with it, but Corona just looks so poised in there. For a guy who's just 18 years old making his second start. And now you see Serrano giving Corona a different look, coming out of the southpaw stance.
Serrano's a difficult opponent. Not necessarily somebody to impose himself physically on you the way Teo Alonso did or tried to do in Corona's pro debut. Oh! That's a knockdown.
Right hand. Serrano backs up along the ropes, and Corona was in distance, and he shot a straight right hand on the button.
That's not easy. What Corona did against somebody who is switch hitting and as tall and as rangy as Serrano is, that's what makes Serrano so difficult. And Serrano's a little bit awkward, and he does punch back. Serrano has landed some scraping left hooks here. So he's pesky in that manner, and Corona is figuring out this puzzle.
Under a minute to go here, and what's been a big round number 3 for Adrian Corona, scoring a knockdown, the first of his career against the tall, lanky Serrano.
Corona handled that situation well, where he threw himself off balance, and Serrano tried to take advantage of it. Corona regained his balance and kept his composure the whole time.
And that's the end of round number 3. Adrian Corona continuing to put distance between him and Gabriel Serrano. We have 1 round to go here at the Avalon in Hollywood. Our next bout on the docket is a 6-round featherweight contest between Humberto Rubalcaba and Robert Puchetta.
Let's see highlights from round 3. Corona stalks behind his jab, lands a big overhand right, buckles the legs of Serrano. Corona scores a knockdown. There's another angle of it. Bit of a flash knockdown. It was just like the seat of Serrano's trunks touched the canvas.
Now, Brett, I got a text here from my good friend Brad Kaya Sr., who's at the fight. He has a question. Is that referee Felicia Rashad? That's a good one.
I see it. I see the resemblance.
That is Miss Huxtable.
That's pretty good.
All right, 4th and final round here, scheduled for 4 between Adrian Corona and Gabriel Serrano. It's been a very impressive display of patient boxing mixed in with some very lethal punching by young Corona.
And 3 good rounds of professional resistance from Serrano. He hasn't made it easy on Corona. Serrano's still working that jab, still looking for spots where he can let his hands go.
Yeah, Doug, you take a look at Serrano again. Not a great offensive threat, but just that size and stature alone makes him very difficult to kind of get a beat on. A lot of managers, they stay away from these tall, lanky guys for a reason.
Especially when your fighter has 1 pro fight, he's 18 years old. I mean, Serrano is a bit of a puzzle in there.
I know some managers, if you're left-handed and or tall, you're poison to them early on.
Tall boxers are very difficult. And I see more and more professional wrinkles from Corona the more rounds I see him fight. This is the 8th professional round we've seen Corona in. And I'm seeing him pick off the jab, pick off punches as he stalks forward. I see that he's able to jab with somebody who's taller and rangier than him, somebody who's working his own jab. That's not easy to do.
And poise.
Yeah.
Showing real professional poise for just making his second outing as a professional
right now,
fighter.
I would say that's his best attribute. I'm seeing nice head movement and a little bit of upper body movement from Corona as he stalks forward, as he steps forward behind his own jab.
Yeah, and
you like to see that. He slips straight punches pretty well.
And Corona digging to the body there. Not taking too many risks. He probably has 3 rounds in the books, including a 10-8 round with the knockdown. He's going a good right hand over the top, though, just as I say that. Throughout the night, Corona has patiently waited in, closing distance, finding good punching range, and then been able to land some very good overhand right hands.
And when he lands a good flush shot to the jaw, he does try to follow up. He does attempt to press his advantage, and you want to see that. You don't want your young fighter to be too patient.
Yeah.
you do want to see some urgency from him. And I think we've seen just enough in each round from Corona in this fight, and I've scored every round for Corona.
So there it is, 4 rounds in the books. And Adrian Corona putting on an impressive display of boxing with some punching, scoring a knockdown in the third, and most likely he will move to 2-0 against the game and awkward Gabriel Serrano.
No one recognizes him from the back.
All right, you just saw 4 rounds between Adrian Corona and Gabriel Serrano. We're waiting for the scorecards to be tabulated. Again, next on the docket, Humberto Rubalcaba takes on Robert Puchetta. And our main event of the night, the young man that has come into the consciousness of a lot of boxing fans, Sergey Bowa taking on veteran Ronald Montes of Barranquilla, Colombia. And you are watching Hollywood Fight Nights. Hashtag us, ask us a question or give us a comment. Doug Fisher and I will do our best to answer it. But let's go and are we ready for Joe Martinez? No, it doesn't look like quite yet. All right, now it looks like he has the scorecard. Let's send it up to Mr. Joe Martinez.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. The totals are 40-35, 39-36, and 39-36, all for your winner by unanimous decision. He is still undefeated from Rialto, California, Adrian Bam Bam Corona.
And Adrian Corona runs the 2-0. And Doug, there's an old boxing hand we didn't mention.
Ben Lira.
Ben Lira.
The Yoda of Southern California boxing.
And I think they have
that's a good sage to have in your corner and in the gym.
And it looks like that young man's going to be a pretty good looking prospect to keep an eye on in the future.
He is developing into one.
You look so serious right now. Are you not excited? This is your second win. You just made your pro debut last month. How do you feel right now?
I feel great to have my second pro fight as a win.
Okay, I heard your mom and dad screaming for you. How does that feel? How does that feel to hear them, especially your dad in the corner, screaming for you?
It feels amazing to make them proud. You know, I love my parents, and like I said, it feels great.
Okay, this is your second pro fight. How did it feel? How was it in the ring with him tonight?
I felt good. You know, he had a very awkward style, so I had to work my way in. But overall, it was I give myself a 5 out of a 10 tonight.
Okay. Yeah, because in the third round, you dropped him. He touched glove. He had a lot of wide looping shots. Were you able to get in, close the distance with that, just grind to his body or not? Or were you just, with his awkward style, did you have to change up your game plan?
Yes, I did have to change up my game plan because, as you said, it was an awkward style. So, yeah, I just had to press the action because he was just running away, and it's very hard to look good against a negative fighter like that.
Were you looking for that knockout? I saw that.
Yes, I was.
Were you disappointed you didn't knock him out?
Yes, I was disappointed.
Okay, well. And then you also, I hear you have a big support from the Teamsters. Teamsters 63, there you are.
Yeah, I do. I'd like to say thank you to the Teamsters as well, Local 63 and Local 396.
Okay, a message to your fans because we want to see you back in the ring for your next pro fight.
Yeah, I'd just like to say thank you to my parents and to everyone who came out and supported me, the Teamsters, and to my trainer, Ben Lira. We'll be back.
Congratulations, Adrian Corona. I'll see you again. All right, guys, back to you.
Superhuman power requires a special ingredient. and it's called hard work. We are Bowa. Superhuman power requires a special ingredient. And it's called hard work. We are Bowa.
All right, we're back at Hollywood Fight Nights. Fresh Kim Ice, Easy D, Fisher with attitude. Quick question real fast. Jandra LaBeouf. Hey, Jandra, I hope to see you here. She
What's up,
said,
Jay?
Can you guys please spit a hot 16 in the style of the rapper you're dressed as? No, because if you know the lyrics, this is a family show.
Yes, there are no clean lyrics
none.
between these two dead rappers, man.
Then we would be banned by Tom Loeffler. So anyway, let's go back up to Joe Martinez.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Next bout tonight, 6 rounds, featherweight action. Making his way to the ring first. Fighting out of the blue corner from Mexico, here's Roberto Puchetta.
And there he is entering the blue corner, Robert Puchetta. And Doug, I got a text from one Abel Sanchez, who is not in the corner of Bowa tonight because he's with Ryan Blue Chip Martin in Glasgow, Scotland. He says 2:30 in the morning, Scotland. You and Dougie sound great. Wish I was there. Viva, Dr. Abel Sanchez.
And good luck Saturday in Glasgow.
Real fight.
That's a hell of a
Yeah.
fight. I tell you what, Josh Taylor is the favorite, but Taylor cannot afford to overlook or underestimate Blue Chip Ryan Martin, who, by the way, headlined the first edition
Yes,
of
he
Hollywood
did.
Fight Nights.
And his opponent fighting out of the red corner, making his way to the ring, Humberto Rubalcaba.
And coming into the red corner is a man from Orange, California, 23 years old. Had a bit of a layoff in 2018. His last outing took place at the hangar in Costa Mesa on February 15th, where he scored a third-round stoppage of Ricardo Cuellar. And tonight, he makes his return to the Avalon in Hollywood.
Have you watched him fight live before, Steve?
No, I can't say that I have. And one thing about him, even though he's early on in his career, has not been very active. 2 fights in 2017, 2 more in 2016, and before that he began his career with 3 bouts in 2015. So it's very interesting, this career arc. You do wonder how committed he is to this boxing profession.
Well, they got to get going.
Yeah.
He's 23. There's still time. I've heard good things about him, though.
All right, we're ready to go. Let's go back up to Mr. Joe Martinez.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, 6 rounds is scheduled in the featherweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, Wearing black trunks trimmed in white, he weighed in officially 123 pounds. This veteran of 25 professional fights hails from Ciudad de Mexico, presentando Roberto Escorpión Puchetta. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the red corner. Wearing black trimmed in white, weighed in 120 pounds. In 8 professional fights, he stands perfect with 8 victories. No defeats, 6 wins coming by way of knockout. Here's the undefeated featherweight from Orange, California, Humberto File Rubalcaba. And your referee in charge of the action is Eddie Hernandez.
Let's get a look at the tail of the tape. Rubalcaba is the younger man at age 23. He's much taller at 5'9", 5 inches taller, and he has a slight reach advantage.
All right, as we begin the action between Rubalcaba and Puchetta, Miss Cynthia Conte, I understand, has a very special guest.
All right, well, look who I found wandering around here at Hollywood Fight Nights. If you don't know, you better know. It is Miss Cecilia Brækhus, the only undefeated, undisputed, and ring belt champion. Cecilia Brækhus, I'm so excited. I love women's boxing, and you're here. First fight night, first Hollywood Fight Nights. How is it? How do you feel here?
Well, I love the concept. It's something very unique, and I think it's going to be an amazing evening. So, yeah. Just watch some great fights and really looking forward.
Why aren't you in costume tonight? I'm kind of sad. You could have, we could have been blue and red icy.
Yeah. No, I am not in costume because I'm here for my training camp, and basically that's coming first.
Okay.
Yeah.
How are the fights so far tonight? Did you see any of the knockouts, the early knockouts?
I saw the knockouts, and they are pretty vicious, and there's a high level of entertainment here, so I'm very happy I could take some time off to my training schedule and come here. I really like this concept, so okay. I'm having a great time.
Can you tell us a little bit something, because I know you're fighting December 8th.
Yes.
Don't worry, your promoter's not listening. Can you say, I know you can't tell us who you're fighting, but anything more?
I'm sorry, I cannot do that.
No one will know.
Yeah.
All right, I'll let you get back to the fights. All right, guys, Cecilia Brækhus, she's fighting December 8th. We don't know who and we don't know where. All right, guys, back to you.
Thank you. All right, thank you, Cynthia and Ms. Brækhus. We are here in round number 1 between Rubalcaba and Puchetta, scheduled for 6 rounds in the featherweight class. One thing that's noticeable, Doug, about Rubalcaba, he just has that fighter's look, though. Just look at his frame and the way he boxes. He does look like a guy. You wonder, why hasn't he been more committed in terms of actually fighting a bit more?
Yeah, outside the ring, if you see him with his glasses on, he just looks like one of those nerds that can also box. He kind of has a personality like Mikey Garcia, and his style is that of a technical, economical puncher. And as a matter of fact, his favorite fighters are guys like Juan Manuel Marquez, Floyd Mayweather, Mikey Garcia, guys who are very smart and calculating in the ring. And he wisely ties up the Mexican journeyman whenever Puchetta gets in close. Puchetta is not an old journeyman by any stretch of the imagination. He's 28, so he still has some athleticism. And he's got the experience of 25 pro bouts.
Yeah, and Rubalcaba has 8 fights in about, 3-4 years as a professional. As a 4 to 6 round fighter, you generally want to have 6 to 8 in 1 year.
Absolutely.
So it's been a very slow pace for a young Rubalcaba out of Orange, California. All right, we begin round number 2, and I'm not so sure you can hear the background music, but that is one Eazy-E playing in the background.
Yeah, is that Easy Does It?
Yeah.
I think it's the radio version.
Yes, it is. Now Rubalcaba going into the left-handed stance here as he begins round number 2. Looking at Puchetta's record, he's 1-9 in his last 10, so he's been on a bit of a skid. Some notable names on his ledger, including Diego De La Hoya and Kevin Rivers.
Yeah, and he went 6 rounds with Kevin Rivers Jr., who was a good amateur, and 8 rounds with Diego De La Hoya, and Diego is a top contender in the 122-pound division. And if you go back some years with Puchetta, he went 10 rounds with Felipe Oracuda, who recently went a hard 12 rounds with Juan Estrada. So he's been in there, he's been in tough, and he's gone rounds, quality rounds. Rubalcaba, I believe he's never been past 6 rounds.
Puchetta has an upside-down record, 10-14-1. It is what it is, but keep this in mind, 25 professional battles and some notable names. He's only been stopped once, so if anything, he is durable.
And he doesn't seem intimidated by the young prospect. Having his moments here in the second round. Nice overhand right landed by the veteran. And there was a sort of a jab hook landed by Puchetta. Rubalcaba is going to have to get that left stick going. Keep this older man off him.
And he may want to get off the ropes.
Rubalcaba has that poise that we noted in Corona, in Adrian Corona, but he needs to let his hands go a little bit more. He might be a little bit too poised. Maybe a little too economical with those punches.
Well, Puchetta's having a really good round number 2 here. Most of the significant punches have been landed by the Mexican veteran out of Jalisco.
And he's proving to be an elusive target with that upper body movement. One thing about Puchetta, when he lets his hands go, there's an arc to him. He likes to wing those shots, so that creates an opportunity for the young prospect to time straight shots right down the middle. Jabs and straight rights.
As Rubalcaba goes back to the corner, you get the sense his training staff is probably advising to keep things in the center of the ring right there. And there's a left hook catching Puchetta coming in. They may have tripped their feet together, but that was certainly a solid left hook over the top by Rubalcaba. And that's the end of round number 2 and a big finish for Rubalcaba, who turns things around. It looked like a 10-9 round for Puchetta. Now most likely it is 10-8 for the young kid out of Orange, California.
And that's professional boxing. He was out-hustled the entire round. Puchetta was the aggressor, and then maybe 20 seconds left in the round, he runs into a left hook, gets dropped. Automatically, it's Rubalcaba's round. As we see highlights of this knockdown. Yeah, and that was just Puchetta rushing in a little haphazardly. And excellent timing. That was a counter left hook from Rubalcaba. Let's see if that knockdown woke up Rubalcaba.
Yeah.
And you spoke to his inactivity, and maybe there was some ring rust to be knocked off. He's got to get warmed up.
Right, and even at this level, if you just take a scope at the scope of 2018, he's basically had an 8-9 month layoff. I mean, for a 6-round fighter, in an 8-month stretch, you generally want at least 2 or 3 other fights.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And maybe some of that ring rust is why he was nailed by Puchetta earlier in the second round. But definitely he got an adrenaline rush dropping the veteran with that compact counter left hook.
Well, it's a much more aggressive and forceful Rubalcaba here at the beginning of round number 3.
And I like seeing that because I noted as Puchetta returned to his corner, he wasn't on steady legs.
Yeah.
And they were a little bit shaky. So maybe there's still some cobwebs in his head, and it's good for the young prospect to go out there and test the legs of the older man. But I would imagine Puchetta is a survivor. He knows how to survive tough moments.
There seems to be a money punch for Rubalcaba, Doug. It seems to be that left hook. He could lead with it, and he throws that counter check hook. He's got a lot of snap and a lot of torque. One of these tall, lanky guys that could really snap off left hooks.
And I wasn't expecting that given his frame. I was thinking his best punches would be his jab, and his best power punch would be the straight right. But just because you're tall and rangy doesn't mean you're Tommy Hearns.
Yeah, and you can see the skill of Rubalcaba. He has a good technical base, good fundamental grounding. But again, you do wonder, moving forward, does he need to be more active?
Absolutely, but in terms of technique, he's as good as advertised. I've heard good things about him. It's great to be able to see him live. And he's not in easy.
Yeah.
You know, Puchetta was undeterred from being dropped at the end of the last round and being beat on early in this round. Puchetta's still in there swinging. And Puchetta's still in there landing, too. Rubalcaba is in with a game opponent. Not just experience. Puchetta's here to win.
So there it is, halfway through. We are scheduled for 6-3 down in the books between Rubalcaba and Puchetta. And you take a look at the venue, the historic Avalon in Hollywood. This is our 4th edition of the Hollywood Fight Night. Always a fun, lively crowd. Tonight is a Halloween-themed edition. Tom Loeffler says $100 to his favorite Halloween costume. No, me and Dougie are not eligible. Doggone it. And we begin round number 4 here. Rubalcaba most likely on top of the scorecards, scoring a knockdown late in round number 2 against the veteran Puchetta. Doug, did you happen to see Regis Progrer's victory over Terry Flanagan? I thought he showed that he could box methodically and patiently if need be.
Yeah, he was very calculating. He was careful in there. It looked like he would get the knockout after he dropped the Manchester, England native in the 8th round. But I think he wanted to take his time with this fight. I think he wanted to prove to the boxing world that he can do more than punch. He can do more than mix it up, that he can box a disciplined fight and go 12 rounds, and he did just that.
And what a game performance by Anthony Can You Jig It.
Wow.
Literally,
what a scrap. That is the definition of scrappy, that southpaw from, is it Denmark?
Yes.
Was it Denmark or
I
some?
believe,
No, I think he's Sweden,
Yeah.
but he had to fight out of Denmark because Sweden had limitations on professional boxing. And I think he's a European. You know what I'd love to see? I'd love to see Anthony Yigit against Antonio Orozco.
Ooh.
Both guys are coming off losses, but both guys showed so much character in taking those L's.
Yeah, now Ivan Baranchik, I know a lot of people are penciling in Josh Taylor, who fights Blue Chip Martin this weekend, and of course Regis Prograis. I think Baranchik is a dark horse in that tournament.
Yes, he is. He's definitely the dark horse. The
By the
two
way,
favorites is Prograis and Taylor. They are numbers 1 and 2 in Ring Magazine's junior welterweight rankings, but Baranchik is also a legit top 10 contender, and he's probably going to get better after winning his first major pro title.
Do you think Yigit with that eye didn't need to buy a Halloween mask?
No. I heard a bunch of Quasimodo references, and credit to Yigit. He's taking it with good humor.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show you it's not just about winning in the game of professional boxing. You can lose and your stature can still raise if you give 100%. And you love to see that.
Rubalcaba, for a tall, lanky guy, does a nice job of fighting on the inside. Kind of reminiscent of
Diego Corrales.
Diego Corrales, one of our personal favorites. Oh, good left hook off the rope.
Corrales had a beautiful, powerful, compact left hook. And Rubalcaba, he cranks that punch very well.
You can see Rubalcaba getting going here in the last 30 seconds, mixing it up on the inside with the game, Puchetta.
That was a nice uppercut from Rubalcaba. And Puchetta, yeah, he stays spirited.
And once again, we are coming live from the Avalon in Hollywood. Tom Loeffler's 360 Promotions presents Hollywood Fight Nights. This is our 4th edition. This was the inaugural year of this program, and according to Tom, in 2019, they will be coming back. And Tom told me a couple months ago he might be expanding the show to other markets.
Interesting. It's good news for young fighters, for fighters at that 4- and 6-round level. There's no progression without activity.
Absolutely. So we begin round number 5 here. Rubalcaba starting to pour it on a little bit against the game gutty Puchetta. We are scheduled for 6.
I like the aggressive nature, the aggressive version of Rubalcaba. We saw the calculating counterpuncher technician in the early rounds, and after scoring that knockdown, he's stepped up his aggression, and he's proven to fight just as effectively as an aggressor and on the inside as he was as a counterpuncher on the outside. Nice bounce in his legs, good balance from Rubalcaba. He's got some head and upper body movement. He's loose in there. And you can definitely tell he's a thinking fighter. He doesn't fight on emotion.
Yeah. Very calculating.
Yes.
That's the way I describe him.
He's controlled, even when he's letting his hands go. It seems like Rubalcaba has figured out Puchetta. He's definitely figured out the offense of Puchetta. He knows what to expect from the journeyman. And he's doing a better job of evading those haymakers.
Yeah, and
clash of heads.
It looks like they may have clashed heads there. I don't see blood on either. Oh, well, hold on. Let's take a look here. The referee, Eddie Hernandez, looks at both men, and it looks like Rubalcaba got worse to where he looks a little bit dazed.
Yeah, it hurt.
From the clash of noggins between the two, they're going to call back the action with under a minute to go here in round number 5.
You know what? Just because there's no blood, just because the skin doesn't break, doesn't mean that you don't get rattled. Doesn't mean you don't feel that in your damn teeth when your heads clash.
There is actually a little bit of blood trickling down the right cheek, or there was, from Rubalcaba.
Okay, so maybe there is a nick from on Rubalcaba.
And that's the end of round number 5, and Rubalcaba's corner and cut man have to get to work. It looks like that cut emanates from the bridge of the nose next to his right eye. See if we can get a closer look at that. And Doug, that's a substantial cut. That is actually over the brow near the center of the face. So that is certainly a real cut suffered by young Rubalcaba.
Yeah, so he's going to have to deal with some adversity in this 6th and final round. And we'll see how he handles it.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 6th and final round.
Talking about the toughness of Puchetta, Zuffa boxing page, fan page, BoxRec Ray, one of the great sources of information on Twitter, says Puchetta's opponent's record in all his losses, 170, 26, and 8. That says a lot. That's a strong strength of schedule.
Absolutely.
Doug, I think with the nature of that cut, given the fact he's probably winning this fight, I wouldn't be surprised to see Rubalcaba get into the Dean Smith, the 4 corners.
That's
offense.
okay. I think, you know, with his height and reach, he could be effective on the outside, and we're seeing him work his jab from a distance, and that's a smart thing. You definitely want to avoid another clash of head, particularly over the right eye socket. You don't want to get a clash of heads in the same place.
And Doug,
that'll open it up even worse.
As I look at my notes, there's actually a drop of blood from Rubalcaba.
There it is, yeah.
Certainly a price has been paid by Rubalcaba in a fight that he's basically controlled tactically. He's had some few rough moments, but he's also shown a pretty good offensive arsenal here in what is just his 9th professional bout.
6 rounds of quality work from a real journeyman, not an opponent, a journeyman that tries his best. Now, obviously, you bring in a guy, and he is the quintessential Mexican journeyman that is supposed to lose against the undefeated prospect, but guys like Puchetta, they don't go quietly. You got to show them something. So it's what you call professional resistance. And that's what forces a young prospect to develop.
Under a minute to go here, 6th and final round. Good uppercut.
Yeah, and it was set up by a nice jab.
Well, Rubalcaba certainly isn't just running out the clock here.
Neither is Puchetta. Puchetta is still in there working. And neither man is coasting, and you like to see that.
Whoa, Puchetta actually just ran Rubalcaba right into a shot here.
Yeah, Puchetta's landed after that shot, too. There was an uppercut and there was a left hook.
Yeah, Rubalcaba didn't mind his P's and Q's in terms of the distance and spacing.
Yeah, and maybe there's some blurry vision in that right eye. Oh, that was a nice right uppercut from Rubalcaba. Wow.
And Puchetta letting it all hang out here in the final moments of the 6th and final frame. So there it is. Rubalcaba most likely wins and stays undefeated. But Doug, I think he got a lot out of this experience.
Absolutely. This is one to grow on. Looking highlights from the 6th and final round. This is the final seconds of the final round. Puchetta pressing Rubalcaba, having some success too. He landed a right. He's trying to work the body and the head with his left.
Oh.
Landed the right again.
Yeah, I mean, look, when you're a tall, lanky guy, your chin has to be tucked in, and you better understand, you might be putting yourself in harm's way, but like a Diego Corrales, he seems like one of these taller guys, Doug, more comfortable being in the phone booth than out in space.
Absolutely. He doesn't have the proverbial eraser that Chico, the late, great Chico Corrales had. By the way, I scored the 6th round for Puchetta. That's the only round I scored for the journeyman.
All right, looks like the scorecards are in the hands of one Joe Martinez.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after 6 exciting rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards one more time. How about a hand for both of these featherweights inside the ring tonight? And here are the judges' totals: 60-53, 58-55, and 58-55, all for your winner by unanimous decision. He is still undefeated, Humberto Rubalcaba.
All right, Rubalcaba runs to 9-0, and the question that I would have for him and his management in 2019, can you keep this kid on a regular schedule and really see what he has?
Yeah, I think their goal should be at least 4 bouts in 2019, if not more.
All right, looks like Rubalcaba is just about set to talk to Icy Blue Conte.
I was just going to ask you about your glasses. Coming back on. You know what? I wear glasses too. I can't see that. Okay. Congratulations, Philly. You know what? I was just asking you, your glasses. You can't see. How did you see in the ring tonight?
I can see close, especially with all the lights, they help me. So far away, no way, can't see.
Well, you went the distance tonight. Second round, you caught him with a short, a short left hook. Talk about that. Well, we can't play it, but talk about that. Right there, you dropped him. What was going on there?
I need to finish him. Yeah, but I heard those 10 seconds, and by the time he got up, the bell rung, so he got saved. So. Yeah.
Now in the last round, I did see towards. Let me make sure I get it right. You got caught twice with the right hand from him. You guys were right close distance phone booth fighting. Did you see those coming? Did you know? Because he was looking for a knockout also. You pissed him off.
No, I didn't see those ones coming, but I took them well. I think it's my very first test, so I got cut first time, and I thought I took it well.
You are a mean, mean man in the ring. Yesterday when I interviewed you, you were very modest, very shy. You came in and banged it out, and you got that win. Congratulations, Philly. You guys give it up for Humberto Billy Rubalcaba. Anything, a message to your fans that all came out to support you?
Thank you so much for them to come all the way over here to LA and support me. I love you guys all.
All right, guys. All right, congratulations. Okay, so now we are doing the costume contest. As you notice, we are all in costume because it is a Halloween edition Hollywood Fight Night. I have a judge. We have a cash prize for the best costume tonight. And we've been seeing some of the costumes. So we're going to call up a couple people from the audience because we're going to find out who's going to win some cash money that Tom Loeffler is willing to give you guys. Who did you find?
Wonder Woman.
Miss Wonder Woman, where is she? Wonder Woman? Come on up over here. Come over here. Over here, over here. You guys, whoever I call, please come over to the side so you can enter the ring. Who's the next one?
I don't know what they're called.
Oh. Chris and your lady love. Oh, I didn't notice she's on a leash. Okay. So they're considered as one costume. The next? Uncle Sam. Where's Uncle Sam? Showing off your six-pack. Is he here? And then there's also, woo, go on, girl. Be careful. Okay. You want to hold on to the ring just in case. And then there's another one. We have schoolgirl right here. Come on up. Yeah, come on up. Yeah, come on up. You want to win some money? And then who else did you find? That one? The lady in the booth on the phone right there. Come on up. Yes, you. Oh, and who? Where? Oh, is Deadpool here? Where? I can't see. I don't have my glasses on. I'm up. Oh, what are you? Oh, you're Deadpool. Come on down. All right. Uncle Sam, are you here? All right. Okay, Uncle Sam, you're not here, unfortunately. You want a box? You want a box? You know what? Fun fact, she used to box. Do you remember her, Freddie Roach? Do you remember her? She fought in your gym. Okay, well, Uncle Sam isn't here, so we're going to do a contest based on your applause. Who is going to win? But first, let me find out, what's your name?
Christina.
Christina, where are you from?
Valencia.
And what are you dressed as tonight?
Well, I'm channeling my German side. Okay. I'm half German, half Mexican. Channeling that German side.
Okay. Well, there you go. She will be the first lady. For her, give me a name for you. The German girl. Woo! Okay, this is, I'm going to count you as one costume. What's your name?
Katie.
Katie.
Chris.
And what are you dressed up as?
A leopard.
You know, I knew I was coming to the jungle tonight, so I had to come prepared. So I just brought my leopard with.
For, if you guys can't see, she has a belt and has her in captor. All right, for the camper and the leopard. What? Oh, even has accessories. All right, move on over. What's your name?
My name is Ivy.
Hi, Ivy, and you are?
Wonder Woman.
With the high stilettos. Okay. Guys, give it up. Which way? Yes? Come on over. What's your name?
Elle.
Elle, and what are you dressed up as?
A nerd.
Nerd. All right, guys, a nerd. Where's Deadpool? Where'd Deadpool go? Uncle Sam. No, Tom can't be in it. Unfortunately, we cannot be in it. Okay, well, don't know where Deadpool went. Huh? Oh, no. She's the winner. Okay, guys, so again, one more time, I'm going to find out the winner because we're going to give it to you guys before the 7th fight. Again, German girl. Leopard and camper. Wonder Woman. The nerd. All right, guys. We have the people counting up the tallies of what is going on and who's going to win. So when you guys hear who wins, you better come up and claim your prize right before the final bell, or the final fight, okay, guys? Good luck. All right, and now we have a raffle. We have a glove and a hat. We have a signed Gennady Golovkin glove. There. Come on up, hon. Oh, you have it. Yeah. You have this. Yeah.
Cynthia. My brother.
Cynthia. Come on out. Can you?
Cynthia.
So we're going to come back after, so you want to go out this way or this way?
Are we going to commercial?
Are you all right to get out? Careful. Okay. Okay, be careful. Can you help her make sure she doesn't Okay.
Cynthia.
Come on up.
Cynthia.
Oh, yes, Kel.
Let's do this organized. Give me those gloves. Bring the winner up into the ring.
Okay, ready? Thank you. Okay. All right, guys. So we have. What's your name? Oh, what's your name? Hello, Marcella. If you guys did not give the lovely Marcella your card for a Gennady Golovkin glove and a hat, too bad, because I kept telling you guys. All right. First up, we are raffling a Gennady Golovkin glove. Oh, excuse me, hat. There you guys go. Monique Espin. Monique Espin or Espino. Is that an O or yeah? Oh. Monique Espino. Are you here? Wait, oh. Oh, yay! Come on up real fast so you can take a picture. Oh, there's Mr. Uncle Sam. Oh, okay. Are you, come on in. Give it up for her, guys. She won the raffle for Gennady Golovkin glove. Turn around and take a picture.
Keep her in there for the next winner.
All right. Stay here. We're going to take more pictures. All right, now we're going to raffle up this Gennady Golovkin glove signed by him. Marcelino Besse. I think we found the winner. Come on down. Oh, he sucks. You got it.
Yeah. What you're going to do is you're going to introduce the interview video with Esquivel.
Take a picture, yeah. Okay, guys, remember there is a bar and there is food at the bar, so make sure you guys eat up and drink up. Here's yours. You can turn the music up just a little bit. Come on! Woo! The semi-main event is about to begin after this, so get ready, guys. I know you got El Diamantes fighting next. I see you guys over there. I see you guys, and then Sergey Bohachuk is coming up as the main event. Is he here? Marcelino? I saw him running down. Oh, he was up there. Okay. All right, well, Marcelino, we need to get going with the fight. So we will claim your prize here at the bottom of the ring. Oh, wait, where is he? Oh, this is like the Price is Right, guys. Give it up for Marcelino. Oh, El Diamante. Congratulations. Here you go. All right, turn around. Let's take a picture. Oh, turn around.
Roy.
You can show the glove.
Roy.
There you go.
Roy.
All right, guys, congratulations. It's fight night, guys. I don't hear you. Come on.
Wow. There is a lot going on. I'm the 2 Live Korean, Steve Kim, Fresh Kim Ice, and the Fisher with Attitude, Easy D, Doug Fisher. Yes, we were told to do this, by the way. Next bout on the docket, Jonathan Esquivel takes on Montgomery, the rowdy legend. This is what Esquivel had to say prior to tonight's bout.
Hey everyone, I'm Cindy Acante, and I've got Diamante. I got Jonathan Esquivel. You're here back for Hollywood Fight Nights, and this is your third time on this card. The last fight, you had a first round stoppage, and then the first card, you had a third round stoppage. Actually, the last fight was a knockout. You're here. You're back. Halloween. You're here for your fans. You are a local favorite. How do you feel to be back on the third card for you for Hollywood Fight Nights?
I feel great. Tomorrow happens to be my birthday, so it lands on a good day, so I'm going to shine a little extra tomorrow. I'm ready. I'm healthy, so right back on it.
So you're fighting this guy at Montgomery. You know, you have an O on your record, and this guy has gone, let's see, 5-1, 4 knockouts. He's hungry, though. He's ready for you. What do you know about this guy?
I don't have to know much. I really don't care because I'm going to shine, and I'm going to be victorious as I have been in the past.
And lastly, what do people need to still see of you, especially tomorrow night?
I'm going to box him, show him a boxing lesson, and if I take him out, I take him out.
Well, good luck to you, and happy birthday. I can't wait to see. Are you coming out in costume? Come on. It's a Halloween edition.
See how I come out tomorrow. We'll see.
All right. Well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. All right, we are ready for our two main bouts of the night. Let's send it up to Marco Rodriguez.
All right, fans, here we go with our next bout of the evening. This is 6 rounds in the middleweight division. Now making his way to the ring, fighting out of the blue corner from Victorville, California. Please welcome Rowdy. Here's a little message about breast cancer awareness.
Diagnosed with prostate cancer in 2008. Still fights. That's great. I'm learning how to lose it. I'm the kids out. That's right. I'm cancer free. She's out. I'm cancer free.
And his opponent fighting out of the red corner from Anaheim, California. Please welcome Jonathan Esquivel.
And there you see him coming into the red corner. That is Jonathan Esquivel with a record of 7-0. 7 knockouts from Anaheim, California. And Doug, I remember we called this bout on the Superfly 3 undercard September 8th at the Forum.
He's a lot of fun. He's a heavy-handed southpaw, search and destroy style and mentality in the ring.
Yeah, and that last bout on that particular date knocked out a Juan Jose Valenzuela in 1 round. And also June 6th, he fought at this very same venue at the Hollywood Fight Night, stopping Sergio Gonzalez in 3. Had a very successful 2018 with a record of 3-0 after making his pro debut last year.
All right, fans, here we go with our next bout. 6 rounds in the middleweight division. This is the co-main event of the evening. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in officially at 158 1/4 pounds. His professional record, 5 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 4 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Victorville, California. Please welcome Rowdy. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in officially at 160 pounds even. His professional record is perfect in the ring with 7 wins, all 7 wins coming by way of knockout. From Anaheim, California, please welcome Jonathan El Diamante Esquivel. Now to give final instructions, here's your referee in charge, Sharon Sands.
Receive your instructions in the dressing room. I expect a good, clean fight. Here's the belt line. Keep the punches above that. Protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves. Beginning. Okay. Come out.
Hold on. All right, as we begin round number 1 between Esquivel and the rowdy legend Montgomery, let's send it over to one Cynthia Conte.
I see you staring over there because you can't even recognize Tom Loeffler. It's so funny, huh?
Yeah, I've never seen him dressed up like that.
Okay, well, I found Alex Salcido El Cholo. You know, the last time we all saw you, you were in a bloody, bloody bath with Lenny Zapavina. God dang, and now your eye is nicely healed up, and you're ready to go fight Maurice Hooker. Maurice Hooker for the WBO strap in Oklahoma. How do you feel? Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm excited for this big shot. It's the biggest opportunity. It's as big as it gets. So you know, we're gonna take advantage of it.
Okay. Well, I see you get some free time to watch some fights. You've been here before. How's fights tonight for you?
Very exciting fights. If you haven't been out here, I recommend you to come see the 360 promotion fights. It's an awesome night here in Hollywood. Enjoying every fight.
And you're here to support Sergey Bohachuk, your stablemate. How does he look so far when you've been in the training camp with him?
Sergey's a beast. 10-0, 10 knockouts. So that tells you all. He trains like a beast. He's a beast.
Yeah.
You'll see him tonight. You'll see that tonight.
He's very quiet, but he's a killer in the ring. All right, well, you know what? Can you just tell people what they expect to see of you? Maurice Hooker, this is for a strap in your hometown in Oklahoma in November. What do the fans expect to see of you that night?
Well, they've seen my fights, 28-0. You know, I bring excitement to the ring. So November 16th, that's where we're going to come out. You know, give everyone a great, exciting fight and take home that belt.
There you guys go. All right, I'll let you get back to the fights. Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Cynthia. And Doug, Alex Salcedo takes on Mo Hooker for the IBF 140-pound title November 16th in OKC. Who do you like in that fight?
I think it's a toss-up fight. Salcedo has the edge in aggression and punching power. He's a lot of fun to watch, but Maurice Hooker is a tall and rangy technical boxer who can make things very difficult for an all-action fighter like Salcedo. But Salcedo's got hometown advantage.
No, he does, and
that helps.
It'll be interesting to see if he is a little bit more evasive than he was in his last bout against Lenny Z, which was an absolute firefight a couple of months ago.
Yeah, maybe gave us a round of the year when Lenny Z had to fight back just to stay in the fight, and I think that was round 4. It was tremendous. Guys did about 15 rounds of damage on each other in 4 or 5 rounds. Oh, that was a nice left hook combination from Esquivel. And Esquivel's done a very smart thing in this opening round. He's in against a taller, rangier opponent, but he's been working that southpaw jab to the body. Easier to land against a tall opponent.
So good round number 1 for Esquivel. Comes in with a record of 7-0, as noted earlier. Taking a look at rowdy legend Montgomery. One thing to note here, his last 2 wins have come against Dario Cervantes. Stoppage in 1, his record was 0-18, and then his last victory before that was Jose Tapia, stoppage in 2 rounds. record of 3-21-1. So
You see
keep
the
that in mind.
jab to the chest. And Esquivel's in with a taller guy who, he's not an aggressive come-forward fighter. He likes to punch on the fly and move away from you, but he's able to land his power punches because he sets him up with that stiff right jab to the stomach or to the chest.
Yeah, and Doug, you talked about the body shot with the jab. I get the sense with this tall, lanky guy, if Esquivel just invests a little bit downstairs, he's going to set up that hook over the top.
Yeah, the jab to the body sets up the right hook to the top, and it can also take the wheels away from the mobile fighter because Rowdy wants to stick and move. That's his style.
Our third chance to look at Esquivel ringside, up close and personal. One thing is very apparent. He's physically very strong.
Yeah, I think on our last Hollywood Fight Nights broadcast, I likened him to two other middleweights out of the Orange County area, and that was Librado Andrade and Enrique Orneas, those two brothers. I don't know if he'll be as successful as those two were in the pro ranks, but his body type and his mentality and his style reminds me of those two, and those two were very, very strong and durable.
Another thing,
and they knew how to fight boxers too, by the way.
Yeah, another thing to keep in mind about Montgomery, his one loss, he was stopped in one round in 2015 by Miguel Trejo.
Well, he got out of the opening round of this fight.
Yeah.
He looks very focused in there, but I don't like the way he keeps his hands around his waist. Because as aggressive as Esquivel is, he's also kind of crafty. Oh, that was a nice right from Rowdy. And I think Rowdy delivered that. He's been boxing from the southpaw stance, but he may have landed that right out of an orthodox stance.
Had been one-way traffic exclusively up until that punch. By far the best landed blow from Montgomery here in 1.5 rounds, scheduled for 6.
And Rowdy gets more leverage on his right cross when he's delivering it from the orthodox stance, which he's been doing. Oh, down he goes.
Straight left as he spins out of the corner. Esquivel has scored the first knockdown of the night on the Rowdy legend, Mr. Montgomery. "30 seconds to go here in round number 2. Can Montgomery make it out of here?"
He'd have a better chance if he kept his hands up. Or at least in position. They don't have to be glued to either side of his chin, but just in position to at least parry and catch or block.
And that's the end of round number 2. Esquivel building an early lead against the Rowdy legend, Mr. Montgomery.
Let's look at some highlights from round number 2. A nice combination from Rowdy, right to the body and to the head, but he gets crowded against the ropes and dropped. Another body head combination from Rowdy. But yeah, it was actually a right that sent Rowdy down, a right to the ear.
And we begin round number 3 here in our semi-main on Hollywood Fight Nights. Let's see if Esquivel, Doug, digs to the body just a little bit. You get the sense he does that. A stoppage could be forthcoming. Good left hand over the top from Esquivel. Another left hand over the top.
Forcing Rowdy to live up to his nickname.
Yeah.
And you hear Rowdy Montgomery's corner scream out that Esquivel is tiring. One thing I do want to see from the opponent that can take Esquivel out of the third round is the conditioning and the stamina of the Orange County middleweight. I don't believe he's ever fought past round 3.
You know, Montgomery's one of these guys that you would describe as twitchy. He's got these quick reflexes that out of nowhere, even when he's hurt, he can still kind of flash a quick punch over the top you may not see.
Yeah, he can surprise you, and if you're not ready, he can shock you. And so this is a good matchup. This is a really good test for Esquivel, because Rowdy Montgomery is not an easy style. He's tricky. He can switch hit, very tall, very rangy, and he's got hand speed. That's a nasty combination to deal with.
And there's a good body shot there by Esquivel. Esquivel, for the most part, though, is concentrated on the head of Montgomery.
I'd like to see him go back to the body with that heavy right jab of his, because I think that sets up the left hand and the right hook.
Good straight left by Esquivel.
Rowdy has had his moments in this round.
It is Montgomery pressing the action, but it is Esquivel doing most of the quality punching in here in round number 3.
That's true, but Esquivel is having to work harder than we've seen him in previous fights. And I think some of the form of Esquivel is falling off, because he's not punching in combination. And he's still loading up with every shot, which could tire him out. Even if Montgomery loses this round, it was a good round because he got through it and he made Esquivel work very hard, and I see Esquivel breathing hard.
And at the end of round number 3, you can start to see some of the drag on Esquivel's punches. We are halfway through 6. Things getting a bit interesting here between Esquivel and Montgomery. And we begin round number 4 here between Esquivel and Montgomery. Let's send it back up to Cynthia Conte.
All right, Chia Santana, I've got you here, and I saw we were just watching this scrap right now. I don't even want to turn, but you know what? You just, like right now, what do you see? We're going to kind of like turn a little bit. What do you see right now with these two boys? Rowdy and
man,
DMX? Yeah,
I mean, that's all I can say. No, he's I know he's Gennadi's sparring partner, so definitely he's got a chin. But the other dude, taller guy, yeah, he's got a chin of himself too, because he's been getting hit with some heavy shots, and he don't go down. But I like for the other guy to start throwing a little more body shots, wearing it down a little bit.
They're really trying to go for that knockout in the head, but enough of that, because this is a really good fight. But unfortunately, you just told me, I asked you when your next fight is, and I know. But I mean, can we tell people what he was supposed to fight Kell Brook? Unfortunately, it didn't go his way. But now, any fight in the pipeline for you?
We're waiting to see. We were in the WBC tournament that was going on with the Real Deal, but we got a temporarily release from the tournament, so things are not looking good. But we were ready. We just fought in April. I upset and beat Felix Diaz. So now we're waiting to see. You know, we're really close on getting the Kellbrook fight, but I'm gonna stay in the gym. Just you never know. Maybe somebody can get injured or someone, so they might need me after all.
It always happens. You know, everything happens for a reason. Just stay in shape, stay in the gym. Chia Santana, you know what? We just got to keep watching these fights right now because it is so good. But we can't wait to see you back in the ring. Good luck to you and enjoy fight night. This is your first time here, right?
First time here. Never even set foot here. So it's my first time.
Well, go enjoy. It's fight night. It's fight night, guys. I'll bring it back to you guys. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Cynthia. And let's hope that Chia Santana, blue-collar fighter, if there was one, gets a fight soon. And Doug, there is now a cut over the right eye of Esquivel.
I see blood under the right eye. So you'd say the cut is above it? You can see that? I see blood under it.
I think I'm guesstimating there, but there is blood. So damage has been done by the quick hands of Montgomery.
This has been a very competitive round. Tit-for-tat stuff. I think Esquivel has landed the harder single shots, but Montgomery has done a lot of good things. He's fired back, and he does a smart thing. Whenever they tie up, he walks Esquivel backwards, and Esquivel doesn't like that.
Now it's Montgomery landing shots. This has been a very good round number 4 for the man from Victorville, California, coming in as the noted underdog, turning things around here. Things are getting a little bit tougher than has been throughout the professional career for one Jonathan Esquivel.
Let's look at highlights from a very competitive round 4. Montgomery working the jab, punching on the fly. He eats a left, a hard left from Esquivel. Esquivel is on his stalk, evading these punches, countering with the big lefts. Those were highlights of Esquivel. Montgomery had just as many highlights. In fact, I scored round 4 for Rowdy.
And you could see them working on the cut that is right above the eyelid of Esquivel as we begin round number 5. We are scheduled for 6. And you see Montgomery trying to press the attack here. Montgomery is certainly behind on the scorecard, but you get the sense maybe the tide is turning late here.
That's the sense I got from round number 4. And he's doing a smart thing by applying pressure and really letting his hands go. You saw him tap the body with his right. That's something he did a lot of in round 4.
Regardless of the result, Doug, I think tonight is a reality check for Esquivel. That at times when you hit people at a certain level, they're not going to go anywhere. And I think he's really neglected the body. There were a lot of shots over the top that didn't land. And you can see he's visibly fatigued as compared to the first round.
Yeah.
These are the reasons why rounds are so valuable to young fighters.
And you saw that he had the proper form. He was working his jab in the first 2 rounds. He was working his jab to the body. He was working the body in the opening rounds. But as the fight progressed and fatigue has set in, and Montgomery has shown him a lot of different looks, switch hitting, punching on the fly, tying him up and walking him back, and most importantly, Steve, as you noted, punching back. Esquivel's form and his game plan has fallen off a little bit.
Vince Lombardi once said, fatigues make cowards of us all. And basically in boxing what it does, it takes away your fundamental grounding and your base.
I think Esquivel's being outworked in round 5. Well, we know who sold some tickets tonight. It's got to be Esquivel. It took me a while to figure out. They're saying Jonathan.
Yeah,
Jonathan.
And a good body shot landed by Montgomery.
Yeah, I think this is Montgomery's round so far. Minute to go.
Montgomery falling behind early on the cards has rallied in rounds 4 and 5 to make things very interesting here at the Avalon Hollywood. And for most of this round, I think it's protect that right eye. Esquivel has fought in the orthodox stance.
I don't think he's as effective in an orthodox stance as he has in the southpaw stance. And he's getting worked over now. And this is really smart, real smart tactics from Rowdy to come forward, to push the puncher back, and to outwork him. And you see, Montgomery's not loading up with all these shots. He's just putting hands on him and putting punches together. That's really important.
So round 5, and a good clean-up right hand by Montgomery punctuates a very good frame. Doug, this is getting very interesting going into the 6th and final round.
Keep in mind, in round number 2, Esquivel scored a knockdown. That could be the difference if Montgomery wins the 6th and final round. So I'd be telling Rowdy to come out super hard. Try to score a knockdown even, or a stoppage.
All right, they touch him up here, and it is a surge from Montgomery. Does he have enough left to close the gap here? Both men duking it out here in the final 3 minutes. Montgomery pressing Esquivel up along the ropes. He does seem to be the fresher of the two.
This was a real step up in competition, and it wasn't just about the record of Rowdy being a winning record at 5-1 with 4 knockouts. It's the fact that he's in with somebody who's athletic, somebody with quick hands.
And durable.
And durable. Somebody proved to have good stamina. And at first, you know, looking at the first 2 or 3 rounds, it was Rowdy's height and his reach being difficult, and now he's being more than difficult. He's being a punisher in there. He's actually taking the fight to the favored undefeated prospect and getting the better of Esquivel.
Yeah, you're right. Rowdy is being more quick than strong, but he's landing good sharp punches and putting them together. Esquivel noticeably dipping in energy.
Because Esquivel loads up with every shot, and you don't see him putting punches together anymore. And now his punches are more of the slapping nature. The technique has fallen off. He's lost a lot of mojo from the opening rounds. And I tell you what, Rowdy is doing the right thing by living up to his nickname and being aggressive in there, and he's smart that he's not loading up with every shot the way Esquivel was throughout this fight.
Rowdy Montgomery with a lot of quick punches and another left hook over the top. We are halfway through round number 6. This fight could be hanging in the balance.
Well, if Rowdy wins this round, it'll be 3 rounds apiece on my very unofficial scorecard. But Esquivel will still have the edge with that knockdown in round 2. So I think Rowdy really needs to beat the hell out of the Orange County fighter and hope to score a knockdown.
Esquivel with a good left hook over the top. Esquivel digging in, trying to fight back.
Actually, he's showing some heart here. Wow, El Diamante.
Now it is Esquivel coming on here in round number 6.
Esquivel digging very deep. This is what you want to see. This has been a tremendous fight.
Left hook to the body by Esquivel. Montgomery, though, has proven to be one thing that is certainly tough, durable, and game. Quick combination, quick punches there on the inside by Montgomery.
Yeah, Rowdy can't match the heavy-handedness of Esquivel, so he's got to be busier. Got to keep working, and he's doing so now.
Montgomery landing a couple more shots. This has been another very productive round for the man from Victorville.
I agree, Steve.
And that's it. Early on, it was domination from Esquivel, but Montgomery surges back in the second half of this 6-rounder. Doug, I think you could say this has been maybe the first quote-unquote real fight for that young man right there, Jonathan Esquivel.
Absolutely. His opposition was kind of soft coming up to this point, even though he was a pretty good amateur, and he obviously has a lot of physical tools. He's strong, he's durable, he's obviously game, he has the mentality of a seek and destroy fighter, but he had a stylistic puzzle in Rowdy Montgomery, and that puzzle actually became a punisher over the second half of this fight. I scored rounds 4, 5, and 6 for Rowdy Montgomery. So I have it even. I have a draw in rounds, but because of that second round knockdown, I have Jonathan Esquivel winning by 1 point.
This is one of those fights. Take those other 7 fights combined, they will not be as valuable as the one Esquivel went through tonight.
Correct.
That's the type of fight that you watch with your trainer and you just go over every little thing. I think number one, you cannot neglect the body. And Esquivel has strong, heavy hands. I don't consider him to be a devastating puncher. I think there is a difference. Physically strong, but not necessarily a guy that has the one-punch eraser. And this will be a very, very interesting decision as they tabulate the scorecards here. And I believe that Marco Rodriguez has gathered them. We're going to send it up to him very soon here. This is going to be an encounter that Esquivel will soon not forget. All right, he's ready. Marco, take it away.
All right, fans, after 6 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. 2 judges score the fight 59-54, and the other judge scores about 58-55 for your winner by unanimous decision, and still undefeated from Anaheim, California, Jonathan El Diamante Esquivel.
So Esquivel moves to 8-0, but extended the distance for the first time in his career. And the scorecard perhaps a little bit wider than the reality.
Yeah.
I have to give a lot of credit to Montgomery, who certainly closed the show. Now let's hear from Esquivel, who's with Cynthia Conte.
All right, guys, congratulations, Jonathan. And you know what? You won on your birthday today. Happy birthday. Okay, you went rounds with Rowdy, and it was, a lot of those rounds were close, but you dropped him in the second, you got him in the ear. This was a tough fight. What did you think of this fight going in?
Going in, I knew I had to give it my all, like I say with every opponent, you never take any opponent, underestimate him, so I came in, trained as hard as I can, and prepared for this fight.
You're so calm right now. You just went the distance with this guy, and you guys have been, this is the first time you've ever fought him, and in the amateurs you wanted to, but you guys kept talking smack, and now you guys went toe-to-toe in the ring. Did you underestimate his power? Because you guys were throwing blows. You guys both have chins. You're going for the knockout, but did you underestimate that power of his?
No, like I said, I never underestimate anybody's power, speed, movement, anything, so I came in prepared. If he's strong, if he's not strong, if he moves fast, if he's not, we prepared for it.
Well, this is your 3rd time in this ring at Hollywood Fight Nights. And now I do love this. I have to point this out because you are wearing pink because of breast cancer awareness for hope. You wear this tonight.
Just on behalf of all the people that suffer from breast cancer, and it's October, and ever since I was an amateur, I knew when I was pro in October, I will always dedicate my fights to breast cancer awareness.
Oh, that's a very sweet tribute. But you know what? Can you tell your fans, thank them. You're here. You just won. It's your birthday.
Yeah, thank you all. I appreciate everybody that came out. I love everybody that came out and supported me all over from everywhere. Thank you very much. I love all you guys. Thank you.
Give it up for Jonathan El Diamante Esquivel. Okay, so now, before the main event comes up, we have a winner for tonight, the costume contest. Unfortunately, a lot of you guys didn't show up. because you guys came late, so now y'all can't win the money. But there was some judges that saw it, and the winner, let me find the winner. Can I scan the crowd? All right, the winner of the costume contest tonight for 360 Promotions, the camper and the leopard.
What?
Woo! What got me? You got the leather belt around her neck. Congratulations, guys. Oh, Tom. Okay, Tom. Well, we have Tom. Wait. We have Tom Loeffler here. Can you guys give it up for them? They came in. Where's the bell? Where's the bell? That makes the costume. It's the belt. Well, congratulations. A gift from Tom Loeffler and 360 Promotions. Wait, take a picture. All right, guys. Thank you. No, keep this music playing because Tom Loeffler is going to dance for us. I'm just kidding. Okay. Tom, we are here for the 4th installment of 360 Promotions Hollywood Fight Nights. This is the Halloween edition. You have come in full costume. What are you tonight?
I'm the people's promoter. No, I just want to thank everyone for coming out. This is the last Hollywood Fight Night show for this year, 2018. We do have another fight coming up December 8th. It'll be the last HBO show. I want to just acknowledge some of the fighters who are here tonight. I want to thank all the fans. We have Andre Fanfara here in the house tonight. We have from Big Bear. Yeah, let's give Andre a round of applause. And we also have Luis Feliciano from Big Bear, California, one of Triple G's training partners. Also, Alex Saucedo is in the house. And Chia Santana from Santa Barbara, California. And you saw Chris Van Heerden, he just won the costume contest, and the only undisputed, undefeated, best-looking boxer in boxing is Cecilia Brækhus. She's going to be fighting. She's right here being interviewed. She's going to be fighting on HBO December 8th here in Los Angeles, California. Just want to acknowledge Cecilia Brækhus. Oh, and we also want to thank Tecate. Without the sponsors, we couldn't put on shows like this, and especially want to thank the fans for coming out. MGM Resorts is a great sponsor of ours. Thank you all for coming out. Really appreciate it. We're looking forward to a great 2019.
Okay, guys, we have the main event coming up. Big knockout artist, Sergey Bohachuk. So you guys get ready. It's fight night!
All right, I'm just going to say that right now, if Chris Van Heerden signs with 360 Promotions after winning that contest, that's going to be very fishy. Very, very fishy.
You know, he's part of the Santa Monica Track Club on Sundays. He joins us for the periscopes and all, so, you know.
It's been a fun night here, very festive, a lot of tricks, a lot of treats. Our main event is still to come, and it features a young man that we've seen rise to prominence on this very series. This is what he had to say, Sergey Bohachuk.
Hey everyone, I'm Sonia Conti for 360 Promotions, and I've got El Flaco, Sergey Bohachuk. Welcome back. You're here again tomorrow to fight for the 4th time on Hollywood Fight Nights. Are you excited? Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. I'm fine. I think maybe tomorrow show good fight. Maybe 11 knockouts.
Ooh, you know what? I hope you do. You're predicting your knockout. Okay, Sergey, can you tell your fans all over the world in Ukraine, they're going to be watching you fight, something in your language, in Russian, Ukrainian, a message.
My fans?
Yeah, your fans.
Хочу сказать всем своим болельщикам спасибо. Болейте за меня, я буду вас радовать зрелищным боксом.
There you go. Well, good luck to you tomorrow night. He is predicting a knockout. You're going to keep that, hopefully 11 knockouts. You're on All right, I'm Cynthia Conti.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, our main event tonight. 6-round junior middleweights making his way to the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. From Colombia, here is Ronald Montes.
And Montes coming into the blue corner from Barranquilla, Colombia. He's been knocked out 7 times. Some notable names on his box rec include Hugo Centeno, Alontes Fox, and one Spike Gary O'Sullivan. Tonight is his 5th outing of 2018.
Now, some of those losses took place in the middleweight division or fighting a few pounds over 160. So hopefully fighting at junior middleweight suits him better. And those are also very experienced fighters that he was in against.
And next to make his way to the ring, fighting out of the red corner, he hails from Ukraine. Here is Sergey Bowa.
Sergey Bowa out of the Ukraine, 23 years old. Again, not with his trainer, Dr. Abel Sanchez, who is in Scotland with Ryan Blue-Chip Martin. And I really thought he opened eyes back on the debut of the Fight Night Club, the way he absolutely blew through Lucius Johnson.
Yeah, and Johnson, by the way, from the CPT, Compton. But Johnson, not a guy that's easy to look good against, not a guy who's easy to shine against, and it was a wild first round. Both guys hit the deck. I don't know if Boachuk's knockdown counted, but he got up off the deck and handled himself very well. A guy who was 10 pounds heavier.
Yeah.
And also an athletic switch hitter.
Yeah, and the problem with Johnson was he wasn't 100 miles in running. Anyway, I had to get that one out of there. All right, let's send it up
You
to
got
Joe
an NWA
Martinez.
one in there. Very good.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the Avalon Theater here in Hollywood, California, it is time for the main event of the evening. 6 rounds of boxing this scheduled in the junior middleweight division. Brought to you by Tom Loeffler's 360 Promotions and presented by Tecate, the official beer of boxing. Sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission, the executive officer is Andy Foster and Chairman John Carvelli. Your 3 judges scoring at ringside on the 10-point must system, Rudy Barragan, Jerry Cantu, and Christy Rosario. And when the action begins inside the ring, your referee in charge, Eddie Hernandez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the judges are ready and the fighters are ready. Hollywood, California, make some noise if you are ready! Introducing you first, fighting out of the blue corner. Wearing blue trunks, trimmed in black, he weighed in officially 157 3/4 pounds. A 28-fight veteran, his record stands at 18 victories with 10 defeats, 16 big wins coming by way of knockout. Hailing from Barranquilla, Colombia, here is Ronald Savage Montes. And across the ring stands his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. Wearing white, trimmed in blue, he weighed in 157 1/4 pounds. This professional stands perfect in 10 bouts, 10 victories, all wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the undefeated junior middleweight from Vinnytsia, Ukraine, El Flaco, Sergey Bowa.
Gentlemen, I've been over the rules with you both. You're professionals. I expect you to conduct yourself as such. Touch gloves. Good luck.
Let's see how these junior middleweights match up. Both guys are young. Boachuk just 1 year older at 23. The taller man is Montes. Oh, actually the taller man is, just by a hair, is Boachuk. But they match up very well, physically speaking.
Boachuk's last bout was July 21st on the Yusek Gassiev undercard in Moscow, where he scored a 5th-round knockout. According to Tom Loeffler, should everything go well tonight and he comes away relatively unscathed, look for him to have one more fight in 2018.
And that puts him on the same pace that he turned pro to in 2017. He basically fights every other month. He fought 6 times in 2017, also fought in December of 2017, and this is his 5th fight of 2018. So if he can fight in December, he's keeping the proper pace that you want a quickly developing, promising young prospect to have.
Yeah, activity is so key. And look, last year, did anyone really know who Jaime Munguia was?
Nope.
You know,
well, I will toot
You
the Ring
did.
Magazine's horn. We named him Prospect of the Year. Thank you very much. And you know what? I knew who Boachuk was because he fought on Golovkin undercard. So I saw him on the undercard of Golovkin-Jacobs in New York City at Madison Square Garden. And I saw him on the undercard of the first Canelo Triple G fight. But he's a different guy.
No, the Lucius Johnson fight, really, you're like, where's this guy been?
Yeah, and that just showed you the kind of learning environment that he's in at the summit in Big Bear, California. It's not just about that attitude and working hard. Is that a knockdown?
Yeah, that might have been.
It almost looked like a slip, but no, Montes seems a bit rattled.
Yeah, he really does. It's been an early body attack from Boachuk. Let's see if he's able to get up. No, he's not.
Wow. Okay, I can definitely say Boachuk will be back in December. Maybe November. Wow.
Well, we'll have to take a look at the replay. Look, this was an early body attack downstairs by Boachuk, and let's see exactly what punch ended the night.
Let's pinpoint and see if the punch was pinpoint.
Oh, the left
right
hook.
hook, right in the mouth. Wow. Nice. And we were talking about his development and how much he's advanced since last year.
Yeah.
He's a far more accurate puncher. There's a wider punch variety from him. But as he stalks his opposition, you see there's some head movement. He's pretty good at slipping shots on his way in. Bad news for his opponents.
Well, Boachuk, the only disappointment is you hope to see him a little bit more in terms of being able to show his skills and his wares. But another quick knockout for Boachuk, who's now 11-0. And he concludes the night at the Avalon in Hollywood. But regardless, this has been a really productive 2018 for that young man.
Hey, you know what? Fighting 5 and 6 times a year, it's just the way it should be. You look at, if you open up the Boxing Register, the official record book of all the fighters who are in the International Boxing Hall of Fame, and you look at the modern greats and the all-time greats, they had, at least in the first years of their career, they had a lot of activity. In fact, back in the day, they'd fight every other week, or every week.
Let's get the particulars. I believe Joe Martinez is ready to go.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially 1 minute 50 seconds. Round number 1. Referee Eddie Hernandez puts a halt to the action. Your winner by KO victory, now 11-0 with 11 consecutive knockout wins. Here's still undefeated, Sergey El Flaco Boachuk.
Vamos, vamos! All right, an easy night for Boachuk, who stopped Ronald Montes in one with the left hook that hit Montes right in the chops. And I think there's a good chance we might be able to see him maybe December 8th at the, again, venue to be decided in what will be HBO's final card ever, believe it or not. So it looks
El
like...
Flaco, congratulations, Sergey Boachuk. Really, I just walked out and you knocked him out and you told me yesterday, what are you gonna do? Knockout. That's it. You did it right now. The first round barely just started. How ready were you?
I'm fine. Easy fight. I'm fine. Easy. Thank you, my fanat. Gracias, muchachos. Thank you, guys.
Okay. Well, I was gonna ask, can we do a playback of that, Paul? Can we do a play? Okay, let's, since your knockout was so early, Can you talk about what happened?
Easy fight.
Yeah,
easy fight.
A nice left hook to the mouth and knocked him out. Okay.
Yes, left hook.
Easy fight, knockout, like you said. All right, well, congratulations. You said it yesterday, you'll be 11-0. 11-0. I love how modest he is. All right, do you have a message to your fans that are tuning in all around the world, in your country, all your fans all around the world? You can say it in
Спасибо всем моим украинским фанатам. Дякую за підтримку.
Give it up, guys, for El Flaco, Sergey Bowa, the main event. Congratulations. All right, guys, this was Hollywood Fight Night. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know the boys are going to wrap it up, but you guys, it's Fight Night, Hollywood Fight Night. Tune in. Thanks, guys. See you guys at the fights. I'm Cynthia Conti. See you guys at the fight. Bye.
All right, thanks a lot, Cynthia. Good night's work. Saw a lot tonight. Doug, looking at that replay, that was a real punch.
There was power behind it, and as a matter of fact, minutes after the bout was officially stopped, the Colombian was standing in his corner, and his legs were not there. They were very stiff. He had a hard time sitting down. So it was a real shot. It's a little anticlimactic. We saw a really good co-main event between Esquivel and Rowdy. We wanted to see at least a couple rounds of action in the main event. But Bowa is that good, and I think going forward it's going to be hard to match him with guys who are good enough to take him rounds. I think people who are good enough to take him rounds are going to want Tom Loeffler to open up Fort Knox and pay them well to be in there with a killer like that.
Bowa is like a stick of dynamite, skinny and explosive. Wrapping up the night, Teodoro Alonso with the 4-round decision over Jaime Miranda. Devon Lee with an explosive first-round knockout over Kenny Brown. Marco Deckman stops Jose Jesus Hurtado in 2. Adrian Corona moves to 2-0 with the 4-round decision. And it was Humberto Rubalcaba with the 6-round decision over Robert Puchetta. Then Jonathan Esquivel survives a 6-rounder, beating the rowdy one, Mr. Montgomery, over 6. And then it was Sergey Bowa stopping Ronald Montes in 1 on behalf of Easy D, the Fisher with Attitude. I'm Steve Kim. And folks, I want to get a drink because me so thirsty. I'm gonna tell you, I had to do it, and me so hungry. I just could not.
Very good.
And I want to thank our staff, Paula Fornia and Little Joe Bahar. Great staff on behalf of Tom Loeffler and 360 Promotions. This is Steve Kim saying good night, everybody.